Mike Kaufman's Westside Warriors head to the state finals for the first time since 1982. Quarterback Colt Anderson has thrown for nearly 2,000 yards. Brandon Kuhl's Kearney Bearcats have a chance to win their first state championship in school history, and they are led by All-Stater Joey Rousseau. The Class A state finals is next. NET Sports, Nebraska's home for sports, is live from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships. And tonight it's the Class A state championship game. The Omaha Westside Warriors taking on the Kearney Bearcats. And good evening, everyone. I'm Larry Putney along with Adrian Fiala, and tonight we think we have a good one in Class A. Kearney taking on Westside, 11-1 versus 12-0, and Adrian, really a chance for Kearney to make a statement for everybody out west.
You bet. Larry, I'll tell you what, Kearney, first time in the state finals, and they're trying to make a mark for outstate schools. It doesn't happen very often. Usually it's Omaha and Lincoln schools in this final, but tonight Kearney is here. They'll do it with an offense that has great speed, led by quarterback Joey Rousseau, 1,500 yards passing, doing a great job on offense. Their defense, however, is very strong. They'll try to shut down Westside. To get here in the playoffs, their defense shut down Omaha Creighton Prep, a shutout, Lincoln Northeast, a shutout, and then beat number 1 Millard South to get here to the finals. Tremendous defense led by Noah Keller. They've got a lot of great players on defense. That's how they get it done tonight.
Absolutely. When you talk Kearney, you talk defense. Westside maybe a little more offensive. Our third member of our booth crew tonight is Damon Benning. And Damon, it really is about offense when you talk about Westside.
Absolutely. The Warriors are led by their ground game. Colin Okafor, only a junior, but has already given his verbal to the University of Nebraska. He's extremely explosive. He's tremendous out in space, very good out on the edge as well. The straw that definitely stirs the drink, though, is their quarterback, Colt Anderson. He's a four-year starter here. He's a senior. He understands this offense inside and out. And tonight we'll see if that horse known as Colt can be ridden all the way to a state championship.
We'll be watching from high above. Down on the field, things covered is John Bishop. John.
Larry, you already mentioned how this would be a big mark for the outstate teams, the greater Nebraska teams who don't get many opportunities here. This will be just the 8th time since the state football format was created in 1975 that a greater Nebraska team will have a shot at the state title. Only 3 of the previous 7 have come away winners, and no one since Norfolk in the mid-1990s. For Omaha Westside, it's their first appearance here since former Husker assistant Dan Young was their head coach. It's been 25 years. For one of these two teams, a very long wait is going to come to an end here in Lincoln.
All right, thanks, John. It certainly will be. Kearney looking for its first ever, and as John said, it's been 25 years since Westside was able to take home the state title. That was back in 1982. Great crowd on hand tonight here at Memorial Stadium. You can see the red and the blue for the Class A state championship between the Kearney Bearcats and the Westside Warriors. Let's now go to the public address announcer, Rich Broderson, for tonight's introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Memorial Stadium and the 2006 Nebraska School Activity Association State Football Championships for tonight's Class A championship game between the Omaha Westside Warriors and the Kearney High School Bearcats. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the players and the coaches. First, for the Omaha Westside Warriors, number 1, John Sorrell. Number 10, Coldy O'Neill. Number 11, Kyle Freeze. Number 13, Colt Anderson. Number 16, Tucker Milliken. Number 17, Andrew Daher. Number 20, Collins Okafor. Number 21, Paul Siebold. Number 22, Ty Hall. Number 25, Will Finicaro. Number 30, Trent Goodman. Number 32, Tim Beery. Number 33, William Matoyer. Number 50, Andrew Elliott Meisel. Number 51, Otis Seals. Number 53, Joe Sortino. Number 56, Eric Hagen. Number 69, Mike Finley. Number 76, Jake Lickert. Number 80, Kyle O'Grady. Number 83, Damon Bechtold. Number 84, Drew Dobbin. The head coach for Omaha Westside, Marty Kaufman. And now the rest of the Omaha Westside High School players and coaches.
So the Warriors ready to go. They come in at 12-0 on the season, unbeaten, and a couple of comebacks in the playoffs that are legendary. A two-point conversion late in the game to win their last playoff game and get here to this state championship. Marty Kaufman in his 4th year. Gutsy call to call that two-point conversion late in the game and get here to the state championship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was, they were setting it up for the fake. And things did not go right. And he said, we ran that play in practice. It never worked. We always screwed it up in practice. And they bobbled the handoff again, but finally got it under control and finally able to float a pass for the two-point conversion. Drew Dobbin lobbed a pass in there to Tom Beer and put that 2 points, or Tim Beer put it up, and that was it.
Let's go back to our public address announcer, Rich Broderson, for the introductions of the Kearney Bearcats.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the introduction of the players and the coaches for the Kearney High Bearcats. Number 2, Blake Millsap. Number 9, Joey Russo. Number 12, E.J. Gannon. Number 19, Cody Kissel. Number 20, Drew Tickle. Number 24, Noah Keller. Number 27, Brian Cisneros. Number 28, Logan Best. Number 30, Rustin Dring. Number 40, Josh Gable. Number 51, Kyle Edwards. Number 54, Nolan Johnson. Number 69, Brian Haggart. Number 70, Sam Eisnagel. Number 74, Taylor Foss. Number 84, Marcus Cool. And number 91, Alex Larson. The head coach of the Kearney High Bearcats is Brandon Cool. And now the rest of the Kearney High School players and coaches.
So Brandon Cool and his Kearney Bearcats come in at 11-1. Their only loss came early in the year, but they were able to avenge that lone loss on the season. Of course, they lost early on to Millard South, came back and beat Millard South, the final game in overtime to make it here to the state championship. The first time around, 27-17 loss. The second time they played them just a game ago was 23-20 in OT.
You bet, Larry. What quite an accomplishment in the playoffs, as we said in the open there. They beat Creighton Prep 17-0. They beat Lincoln Northeast 22-0 in the quarterfinals, and then in overtime beating a #1 rated Millard South, a team that's very tough, to play that team that second time around. They got it done in overtime and beat them by 3. So they're on kind of a strong run right here. So my sentiments kind of rest here with Kearney.
Well, let's take a look at where the two teams come from. It's just a short trip down I-80, maybe 2.5 hours. Omaha Westside, obviously in Omaha. Kearney in Kearney, so just about 2.5 hours between the two. This is how they got to the state championship game, and we talked about those tough wins late. Omaha Westside in the semifinals knocked off Millard North 22-21, fake field goal, fake extra point, won at 22-21, and then Millard South losing to Kearney the second time around. Kearney beating them 23-20. That was in overtime and a very good game. I wonder Guys, if it's as easy tonight as saying Kearney's defense needs to be able to contain and stop Westside's offense, is it that easy?
Well, you know, I think that's part of it, but the other part of that is Westside's vastly underrated defensively. They have found a way to get stops all year long, and when they stop opponents, they stop them cold. They found a way to keep opponents out of the end zone, especially as the game progresses. They make tremendous adjustments, and very experienced staff. They do a very good job of adjusting on the fly, so that'll be something for Kearney to overcome. Kearney's got to take a look and understand how they can maybe put up 14 to 17 points here tonight.
And not bad tonight if you're talking about middle of November in Nebraska. Temperature about 35 degrees. The winds, kind of a breeze out of the northeast at 6. It feels like it's about 30 degrees wind chill and the sky's fair. So not a bad evening for football in Nebraska in November. Let's take a look at your officiating crew. And this crew out of Norfolk and Columbus. Marcus Wacker is the referee. Scott Wacker is the umpire. Randy Hagedorn is the head linesman. Brian Soule is the line judge, and Jeff Basald is the back judge. As the two teams get ready for the coin flip for this Class A state championship game. Let's listen in to the referee, Marcus Wacker, for the coin flip.
I'm Marcus Wacker. I'll be your referee for tonight's game. The other officials will be Jeff Passold, will be our back judge, Scott Wacker, our umpire, Randy Hagedorn, our head linesman, and Brian Sawyer will be our line judge. Okay, we've already had the toss. Kearney, you've won the toss and deferred your choice. I'm going to give that signal to the press box now. Okay, would you turn the backs to the goals that you're going to defend, gentlemen? To start this half, Westside will receive.
Kearney wins the toss, they defer. Omaha Westside.
So it was the Kearney Bearcats winning the flip, and they have deferred to the second half. Westside will start off with that powerful offense, and the tough Kearney defense will also be on the field as we get ready for the kick in Class A.
Some people tell me it's just a game, but it's more than that, at least to me. It's years of playing catch with my dad and friends in the backyard. It's a drawer full of jerseys, and a lifetime of loving the game.
The Nebraska Public Power District congratulates every player and coach who plays the game safely, with spirit, integrity, and pride. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
Hi, Kevin Kugler and Adrian Fiala inviting you to join us for Big Red Wrap-Up.
Kevin, our guest will be sports writer Lee Barfnick from the Omaha World-Herald.
Join us Tuesday, November 28th for Big Red Wrap-Up here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
The American dream may be a much overplayed symbol, but nonetheless a very important guiding light for so many new immigrants to this country. And the Craigs are our prime example.
They were entrepreneurial giants in the history of Omaha, in the history of Nebraska, in the history of the West.
NET Television presents the story of the Creightons, a family that was determined to change the country and put Omaha on the map.
Coming in December to NET1.
And the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet. So if you have family or friends or, displaced alumni who don't have access to NET, have them log on to netnebraska.org. Click sports, follow the prompts to state high school football. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Great way to show your school pride when you're all across the country sitting down on the internet and watching your old school go for the state championship back in Nebraska. We had them from all over the earlier games and expect the same tonight.
And what a great ability to have, Larry, when you can do that all across the country. And
And the world.
Enjoy yourself in the world. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I've had friends that have listened in on the Husker games overseas, China, and all kinds of places. So hopefully we got a few of those tonight. If we do, let us hear from you. Love to hear from you. Well, we're about ready to go. The clock is set.
So about ready to get underway in the Class A state championship. It'll be Westside and Kearney. Kearney will kick off to Westside. And doing the kicking for Kearney is Josh Gable. And the deep men for the Westside Warriors, Freeze, Dobman, and Matoyer. There are three back there. Kyle Freeze, Drew Dobman, and William Matoyer back deep for the Warriors. And we're underway on a Friday night Class A state championship game. And taking it is Dobman. Dobman gets up back to about the 25-yard line, and that's where Westside will do business. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, the backs and receivers for the Warriors. Colt Anderson will lead the way at quarterback. Ty Hall is the big fullback. Okafor is the Nebraska commit who will be at I-back. Freeze, Bechtold, and Siebold are your wingback, tight end, and split out. In the line, Seals, Sortino, Finley, Elliott Meisel, and Jake Lickert is at left tackle. There's a look at Colt Anderson. 1,929 yards passing, 23 touchdowns on the season. He drops back, he'll go to the air right away. And trying to make the grab out there in the corner is Siebold, but incomplete. Now let's set that Kearney Bearcat defense for you. And for the Bearcats, the defensive line, Kuhl, Foss, Hagert, Johnson, and E.J. Gannon at the defensive end. The backs and linebackers, and this is where they're strong, Kissel, Larson, Best, Tickle, Keller, and Rousseau. Keep an eye on those two. Noah and Joey can really play some ball at that linebacker spot for Kearney. Okafor is deep, and the give will be to Okafor. Out past the 25 and about the 28, and we have a flag on the play.
Already you see a little bit of Westside's versatility. They've thrown the ball on first down out of the eye, and then they come back with a little bit of Maryland eye. You'll see a variety of formations from this bunch tonight. They've got an extremely wide open offense.
And a face mask call on Kearney. That'll tack on 5 yards.
And what you saw, Larry, was 5 blue shirts. So Okafor's going to draw a crowd every time he touches the football. 5 blue shirts converging on him on that last play. And they all got a piece of him, but that penalty is going to cause a first down as Westside gets an early break here.
So 1st and 10 from the 34 of Omaha Westside. Anderson still at quarterback. Okafor deep in the eye. He's going to go up top. And just too long and out of the outstretched hands of Drew Dobman. Dobman, the intended receiver.
Kissel on the coverage over there. Cody Kissel, excellent work. Known in their secondary as their lockdown cover man, and he was there, and he played the man and the sideline very well that time to give them very much, if any, opportunity to complete that pass.
He'll have his hands full tonight, Adrian, with Siebold and Dobman. Both guys can really play that wide receiver spot.
He loves it.
2nd and 10, Maryland I. And the deep give to Okafor. Okafor has room around the left side, but a nice tackle, and coming up strong is Logan Best from his free safety spot. Best with a nice tackle.
You bet 58 times he's done it this year. Coming into the ball game, you watch him here. Logan Best, number 28, sneaking right up inside, went right by the lead blocker that time, and that was Trent Goodman. Had to lead it up inside, looking for somebody to block, but Best right by it.
So that brings up 3rd down. 3rd and 8 to go for Westside. First drive of the game from their own 36. In the eye, Stoy Hall is the fullback. Dropping back is Anderson. Can't find it now under pressure. Gets it off, but too high and incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
I'll tell you, that was an interesting wrinkle. Did you see that, Adrian, where they took each safety out of the half and doubled each wide receiver?
Yeah, they doubled up, you bet. You got to do that with a guy like, especially a guy like Drew Dobman. Dobman, just an excellent receiver, 25 receptions on the year and over 550 yards. And he can hurt you deep, and they had double coverage, especially. We're looking to go that way initially, David, but he quickly looked askance when he saw that double coverage.
Andrew Dare into kick for Westside, averaging 30 yards per punt on the season. And deep for Kearney. Vinny Molina, Cody Kissel. And the kick is away. And that'll be Molina. Molina right up the middle, has some room, and he gets it out near the midfield mark at about the 47-yard line. Well, last year Millard North and Lincoln Southwest met in the state final before a record crowd. Let's take a look back at the Class A action from 2005.
Lincoln Southwest and Millard North in the Class A title game from the 10-yard line. Tarpinian on the keep. Tarpinian towards the goal line. Sloop keeping his feet. Sloop down the sideline. Does he have enough to get there? Sloop is going to go all the way in for 76 yards. Blake Bowles to throw. Wide open downfield. Nobody back there. Ian Dyke down the sidelines, and Ian Dyke is going to tie this ball game. Tarpinian will turn it upfield. Tarpinian reaching for the goal line, and he's across it for the touchdown. Class A state champion Millard North Mustangs, your 2005 Class A state champs.
And that win gave Millard North its second state title in 4 consecutive trips to Memorial Stadium. Tried to make it 5 this year, came up just short. Did Millard North.
Yeah, about 1 point.
Yep. About as close as you can get without making it, huh? So 1st and 10 from the 47. Kearney with its first action of this first quarter. Rousseau, the quarterback, and deep is Rustin Dring. The pitch will be to Dring. Dring around the right side has some room, and Dring with the gain of 11 right off the bat, a first down for the Bearcats. Let's take a look at that Kearney Bearcat offense, and it begins with Joey Rousseau, the all-stater. He'll go 2 ways. Noah Keller, the fullback. Rustin Dring is the tailback. Cisneros, Cool, and Kissel are your receivers. In the offensive line, Edwards, Haggart, Johnson, Eisenagel, and Foss. In that undersized but very quick Kearney offensive line. Although I wouldn't say Eisenagel is undersized at 3'11". So now Rousseau, and there's a flag on the play.
A little itchy on the trigger there.
Yeah, Larry, you look at the left side of their line, it's anything but undersized.
Right.
Taylor Foss at 273 and 6'1", and Eisenagel at 3'11 and 6'2". That's a bit oversized.
Yeah, that's right. So that penalty will march Kearney back 5 yards. Set up a 1st and 15. There's a look at Joey Rousseau, the 6'4", 195-pound senior. Boy, he leads them on offense and defense. 1,500 yards passing on the season. 14 touchdowns for Rousseau. 1st and 15. Keller at fullback. Dring is the I-back. The give to Dring. He bangs up in there, and he'll get a few. A gain of 3 in the middle of that Westside defense. Let's take a look at the Warrior defense. And in the defensive line, Tim Beery, Ty Hall, Eric Hagan, and Andrew Elliott Meisel. The backs and linebackers, Seabold, Finicaro are your cornerbacks. The free safety is Dobbin, Matoyer, and Sorrell are your outside backers. Inside, Goodman and O'Neill. As Damon mentioned, that Westside defense underrated. Keller, the lone back in the backfield. They'll fake the give, and following him in there is Rousseau, and nothing doing. Westside is there to stop him, and a nice stop by that interior Westside line, and in there also on the tackle as well for Westside was O'Neill.
I tell you, you take a look at 22 there, Hall, kind of their man in the middle, vastly undersized. He's a guy that I like to refer to as that C or D size battery build, but probably the heart and soul of that defense. And what the Westside has shown this year is if you don't get them early, you don't get them at all. The defense has a tendency to get better as the game picks up.
3rd down for the Bearcats. Rousseau drops back. And just out of the outstretched hands and tipped away at the last minute by the Warrior defense. Nice play out there.
Looked like Kyle Freese, number 11 on the coverage over there. Right on the money in terms of his coverage. You can see Rousseau fired from that left-handed side. Let's take a look here, and he just got in the way. He may have gotten grazed the football. But great work by Kyle Freese over there.
So now 4th down, Blake Millsap on to kick it away for Kearney. And Millsap gets a hold of that one, and that will sail into the end zone. And Westside will have it on their own 20-yard line. I'll get all the inside information on the Huskers after the Colorado game on Big Red Wrap-Up, Tuesday, November 28th, live at 7 p.m. Our guest will be Lee Barfneck from the Omaha World-Herald. It's a complete review of the game with highlights, commentary, discussion, and the latest recruiting news with Husker Illustrated's Sean Callahan. Join Adrian Fiala and Kevin Kugler for the next Big Red Wrap-Up. That's Tuesday, November 28th, right here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
Hopefully talking about another win. All right.
Okafor in there, but there to meet him in the middle is that Kearney defense. And a nice play in there by Hager.
Again, Okafor drawing a crowd in the playoffs this year. Okafor against Grand Island had 226 yards and 3 touchdowns, as you see it again here. But then things kind of got shut down the next 2 games. Against Omaha North, just 76 yards. Didn't score in that game. And then against Millard North, just 36 yards in that ball game.
2nd and 9. Pitch to Okafor. He's wrapped up once again. And once again, that Kearney defense is being stiff out there on the edge.
Damon, he's drawn a crowd, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. And that's, for those fans of Westside, as we take a look at the replay here, you'll take a look at Russo taking on a good block here, clogging things up, playing wrong shouldering that real nice as he's taught as an inside linebacker. But what you get with Westside is they dink, and then all of a sudden here comes the big play. And that's the type of offensive personnel they have. You think you have them under wraps, and then they spring a big one on you.
So 3rd and 9 for Westside. Anderson rolls right, fakes one time. He's going to go up top and just over the head of Dobman. Dobman was there, open for a moment, but just over his outstretched hands.
And again, the lockdown cover man, Cody Kissel there on the coverage. You're going to see Kissel and Dobman hooked up quite a bit. Dobman, their money receiver, is, you take a look at Cole Anderson, and throws a nice ball, but again, just a little bit too strong.
I'll tell you, Dobman slowed down there. He didn't do his quarterback any favors. You see Colt kind of motion to him, hey, keep running now. I won't underthrow you.
So Andrew Dare back out there to punt for the 2nd time here in this 1st quarter. Molina and Kissel deep for Kearney. That'll be out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So a nice angled punt by Andrew Dare. And Kearney will take over at its own 42. Well, on December 4th, NET Television presents the Creightons Building the Dream. This NET high-definition production takes a look at Omaha's Creighton family, the founders of Creighton University. Find out the impact this one family had on the development of Omaha. The Creightons Building the Dream premieres Monday, December 4th at 7 Central, only on NET1 and in high def on NET HD. So the Bearcat offense back out there on the field for their 2nd try at it here in the 1st quarter. And the deep give again, this time to Molina. And Molina up in there for a gain of about 6.
I'll tell you one thing. Westside better hold their breath when Molina has the football underneath his arms. He's a threat to take the distance as we take a look at the replay. Westside got into that bare front, a little 6-man front there. Kearney almost found a way to pop that thing.
You know, with Eisnagel blocking, it's almost like an 8-man offensive line up there. 3-11 up there, and you saw him there. It's a great shot from our end zone camera. Eisnagel just taking his man right to task immediately. But good 1st down play.
Keller and Molina the backs. 2nd and 4. And the pitch to Molina. He's got a crease and hits it hard, and tough running by Molina. And he has enough for the 1st down. A gain of 8 by Molina.
Keller and Edwards that time. Kyle Edwards, the right tackle. And Keller leading the play, almost a face mask right there. But Molina, God damn it, he runs pretty tough up in there. Vinny Molina is 5'6" and weighs 163 pounds. But you wouldn't know it from the way he runs the football.
You can see Kearney maybe wanting to revisit that toss play. They're getting numbers out there on the edge. And Molina, all he needs is a crease.
Keller and Molina the backs once again. Rousseau gives inside this time to Molina. He's met inside there for a gain of just 1. And in there on the stop is Coley O'Neill for the Warriors.
Like that focus of the defense that time, a little misdirection on the play, and they were able to handle that without any problem. And Molina picks up just a couple of yards on about 3 yards on the play.
So 2nd and 7, and it's both teams figuring it out here early.
Pretty interesting how Westside calls their defense. Everybody is looking at the sideline.
Second down, 7 for Kearney. Ball just inside the 40 of Westside. And the pass out of the flat, and a nice grab out there by Cody Kissel, and Kissel for a gain of about 3 yards. That'll bring up another 3rd down, 3rd and 4.
I tell you, if you're a fan of formations, you'll definitely enjoy this game. A little near look by Kearney here as Rousseau rolls out. He throws a good ball. He's kind of a pretty release there for a left-hander. It seems like they do everything kind of aesthetically pleasing, or is that just me? They shoot the ball better. They're better pitchers. Throw a good football, but look nice from where I'm sitting.
So Kearney working in Westside territory. 3rd down and 5 from the 37-yard line. Rousseau under center. He fakes the give, and we have a flag on the motion. False start on Kearney.
It's a real good crew they've got working this game. See these guys a lot in the Metro. They went with the best.
Marcus Wacker is the referee right there giving us the indication. Really hurts because you had a 3rd down and 5, and now it's going to be a 3rd down and 10, and it took what might be a relatively makeable 3rd down effort for Kearney, and it puts them back 10 to another 5 and makes it a more difficult situation here.
3rd and 10 for the Bearcats. 3:58 left here in this first quarter. No score between Westside and Kearney in this Class A state championship game. Molina goes wide left. Rousseau drops and looks. Finds Kissel, and Kissel stopped at about the 35-yard line. That'll be 3 yards short of a 1st down.
Yeah, the route just not deep enough that time as broke it to the inside. Actually ran it a little bit deeper than when he broke the route, but he came back in about 2 yards, and that hurts it.
Yeah, it does a little bit. He's a heck of an athlete, and I think Coach Cool is counting on him running after the catch. But one thing both coaches talked about in the pregame is how well both their teams tackle in the open field, and we saw a perfect example of that right there. No running after the catch there.
So from the 35 of Westside, Blake Millsap in to punt it away for Kearney. Try to play the field position game here early in this, and we have a timeout on the field, dead ball, delay of game against Kearney.
Adrian, you talked about matchups when Kissel's on defense. One to look for when it's flip-flop and he's at receiver is Finnecaro for Westside, who's a very steady corner, and he'll go where Kissel goes all night long. That'll be another good matchup to watch.
It's a good idea because about 40% of the passes Rousseau has thrown this year as they punted away here have gone his way.
So the penalty just gives Millsap a little more room, and he puts it inside the 10-yard line, the fair catch. And Westside will start out at its own 11. Well, it's time to test your Nebraska high school football knowledge with today's trivia question. The first correct email will win an NET Sports logo, cap, and an NET Sports Athletic Grade t-shirt, size extra large. So here's the question. He was a 3-sport high school athlete. At McCook High, he was all-state in football, a state basketball tournament player, and a track standout. He will always be remembered for his hard running in the 1970 Game of the Century. As a Nebraska football player, he won 2 national titles. Who is this McCook native and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame winner? Email your answer to sports@netnebraska.org. The first correct answer wins the NET Sports logo cap and the t-shirt. You can show us your high school football knowledge. Send an email to sports@netnebraska.org. The winner will be announced later in the game. Any ideas?
Pretty sure Adrian's got it nailed.
I got a few. Has a lot to do with jerseys.
That's right, or lack thereof. All right, 1st and 10 now for Westside. And the give to Okafor, and this time he gets about 6. out of that I-back spot.
You see a little bit of what some of the coaches in the Metro that had to defend against Westside and their explosive offense, kind of what the consensus is on Okafor. If you can keep him in between the tackles, he's not as effective as when he's out there on the perimeter. Kind of see him plodding his way along through the holes there.
So the gain of 5 by Okafor brings up 2nd down and 5 from the 16-yard line. And a give inside and a quick give. Nothing doing as Kearney is right there to stop it. And that middle interior line not fooled in there.
Yep. Watch the center here now. Finley for Westside is going to get a block, but not a good enough block. Looks like Brian Haggard. And Haggard's in there just handling the whole situation. That's the kind of play you want out of your middle people up front. Is that youngster or that young man at 5'9" and 221 handled it all up front there.
All in Okafor in the backfield. On 3rd down, back to pass is Anderson. And out of the flat for the catch, and the first down is Tim Beery. Beery with the catch, and that's good enough for a first down out to the 23-yard line.
First cat and mouse matchup goes to Westside. As we take a look at the replay here, Cole Anderson knowing it right where he wants to go with the football. Nice little hitch route. He sits down at the marker. But what we saw last time from Kearney on 3rd and long was they bracketed the outside receivers. Westside counters this time by putting 3 receivers in the pattern. Kind of their way to offset the outside pressure that Kearney's bringing.
Kearney also coming on the blitz that time as the play unfolds here.
Look out. Okafor has room on the outside. Does he have enough to go the distance? Okafor inside the 30. He's gone. Touchdown. Collins Okafor. Westside on the board.
Just what we talked about. Dink, dink, dink. Home run. Collins Okafor able to get you the home run at any time there.
You got and they're over on that left side, Jake Lickard and Andrew Elliott Mizell on the blocks. And one thing about Collins Okafor that you like is he has really good stop-and-go speed. He's probably one of the best at slowing it down and then kicking it in. And we saw it right there. He slowed it down a little bit to let everything unfold in front of him. Let that blocking unfold. Let it set up. And then he turned on the burners and let it go. And tremendous run by Okafor. 77 yards for the touchdown.
And the point after is up and off of the upright and no good. So the extra point try by Westside is no good. Milliken off the upright. 6-0 Westside.
There's Collins Okafor getting a little bit of a rest. Now watch right side of your screen. You see that blocking up front over there on the right side. Everything gets stacked up by that zone blocking. And then Okafor just slows her down and speeds it up. And goodbye, Dolly Gray, as we say.
Great block by Ty Hall. I'm telling you guys, and seeing this team so much this year, that number 22 for Westside Hall is as integral a part of that team as any of the aforementioned. He does all the little things well, and there you see him leading for Okafor on that long run.
There's a look at the scoring drive. 4 plays, 89 yards, capped by a 77-yard run by Collins Okafor. Okafor already committed to Nebraska, just a junior this year.
Marty Kaufman and a little more instruction right there. Proud of his young man. As we said earlier, Okafor a bit of a problem in terms of rushing the last 2 games, but really picked up the pace on that play and jumped right up to 89 yards. So good start here this first quarter for Collins Okafor.
Well, that was that big playability you were talking about, Damon, that Westside has, and they can hurt you in so many ways. And Okafor got to the outside, and now Westside with a 6-0 lead, and the Bearcats turn to answer. So kicking off for Westside, Tucker Milliken. And it'll be a short kick. Fielded at about the 25. Westside there to stop it. Brady Roeder gets the short kick and out just outside the 30 to about the 31-yard line. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the state high school football or the volleyball championships, please log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can call 1-800-868-1868. It's a memory that'll last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. Okafor family may be ordering a set after that run. So now Kearney's turn to answer. 1st and 10 from their own 32. 1:21 left here in this first quarter. The pitch goes wide. And a gain of about 4 yards for Rustin Dring.
Interesting to see Kearney respond here on this drive. If they've got any of their coaches' persona or any of his mentality, you know they very much believe they're in the game. He had that quiet confidence as he was sitting there talking to us. If any of that rubs off on his team, this is going to be a full 4-quarter football game.
Head coach Brandon Kuhl, been there for 6 years. Kearney looking for its first ever state championship. 2nd down, 6. Fakes the give. Looking long as Rousseau over the middle. And well covered out there. Drew Dobbin was there for the Warriors.
It's just fortunate that ball went where it went, because it looked like it had interception written all over it. The ball vastly underthrown in the play. And it looked like he was trying to get it to Brian Cisneros, I should say. And
good pressure.
He took a big pop right there. Eric Hagan putting the shot on Rousseau. And he doesn't, you don't want your quarterback to take those, especially him, because he's taken enough of those playing defense.
Paramount not to go 3 and out here. Coach Kaufman is a guy that will go for the jugular. You want to stem the momentum here.
3rd and 6 to throw.
Right.
Then he finds him wide open out near midfield, and a great grab by Brian Cisneros. Cisneros into Westside territory.
Finding that deep outside seam that time did Cisneros. Good hunting right here, and good read by Joey Rousseau, waiting for it to open up as you see him right there in that seam, the open seam. Excellent play, 1st down as they continue to move. And clock is also doing that with 27 and counting here in the first quarter.
And a big 1st down for the Bearcats.
Huge.
It's a great play call against that cover 2 look. That corner's got to sit short and respect the flats, and they run the deep out right behind him in front of the safety. Nice play call.
Time ticking down here in this first quarter. 6-0 Warriors. 1st and 10. Rousseau rolls left, looks long. He's got a man out there open, but just underthrown. Out there wide open was Cody Kissel. And a nice play by the Warriors to break it up on the underthrown ball.
Yeah, Kissel had Fittecaro beat by quite a step or 3, I should say, and
got him on the double move there.
Unfortunate the ball wasn't out there just a little bit further. He's going to go all the way, and there you see Fittecaro beat by about 3 steps. Hit Fittecaro on the helmet. Thank goodness for helmets, huh? Look at that, right off the top of the bean.
Good job of looking back when the receiver looked back, though. That's a skill some of our guys right down the street might want to employ.
Fittecaro with the swing pass. That's out to Molina. Molina has some room. He'll get it up for a 1st down. So Molina down to the 34-yard line.
Old Vinny's moving out tonight, guys. 2 receptions on the year for just 7 yards, but tonight he's making up for all of that. And Damon, you said he's a heck of a player, and you're right on point with Molina.
And that'll be the last play of the first quarter. So after 1 quarter of play, the Warriors on top of the Bearcats. It's 6-0.
This program is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for Nebraska's soybean farmers and you.
Programming is provided in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska.
These cost about $50. This costs about $57,000. Choosing to use these can help you avoid this. And since inactivity is a better predictor of death than smoking, high blood pressure, and even heart disease, using these more and this less could save you more than money. A message that's good to know from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
NET Sports coverage of the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybean.unl.edu. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska. The Blues are good for you. And by the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. So welcome back to Memorial Stadium, the Class A state championship game. Omaha Westside and the Kearney Bearcats. 6-0, Westside on top after the big 77-yard run by Collins Okafor. But Kearney trying to answer. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line of Westside. Rousseau in the backfield, he'll keep it. And Rousseau on the keeper, and a nice stick there in the middle by the Warriors.
Tim Berry on the tackle. Excuse me, Larry, comes in and untouched as far as the blocking goes. And when you're untouched as a backer and you got a straight shot like that, you take it, and he took it very well. And it's just a short game right there.
And a gain of about 3. Welcome to Memorial Stadium. I'm Larry Putney along with Adrian Fiala, Damon Benning, and down on the field is John Bishop giving you all the action from the field in this Class A state championship game. Glad to have you with us. 6-0 Warriors. Rousseau back to pass. And a nice pass and completion for a first down inside the 20-yard line. And complete to Kissel once again.
I really like what both these staffs are doing, playing to their team's strengths. Kearney spreading Westside out here a little bit, playing a little pitch and catch. It's a nice little rub route. The inside receiver ran the out, and outside receiver ran the slant, catching Westside in man-to-man coverage. That's just easy pitch and catch there, Larry.
So inside the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Kearney, trying to answer the big touchdown by Westside. They have a nice drive going here to open up this second quarter. Rousseau, the deep give. This time to Dring, and Dring pounds his way up in there inside the 15-yard line.
Nice little power play up inside with Brian Haggard leading the play. Watch number 69 come across your screen. Full back up in front as Keller lead the play, and they try to sneak out, and good job right there by John Sorrell to make the tackle. He probably saves a touchdown right there. That play looked like it could go if he could get further to the outside. Didn't happen. Sorrell made that hit.
2nd down 4. Motion across the set. The give again to Dring. Right in the middle. Hit hard, and he'll be short of the first down at about the 11-yard line.
Something's got to give here. The outstanding red zone offense of Kearney, and I believe Westside in the top 2 or 3 in the Metro in red zone defense. They don't give up many touchdowns once their opponents get inside the 20.
Well, this big play for Kearney right here. 3rd down and a long one on the play. See if they go behind the big boys over there on the left side. Foss and Eisnagel.
In the eye, Keller and Dring. Rousseau fakes the give, and he looks into the end zone. Little flip out into the flat, and good enough for the first down, and a nice toss and catch to Noah Keller from his fullback position. Keller for the first down.
That was well done on the play, guys, because they faked it into that area, as you saw. And then snuck Keller out in the flat.
Gutsy play call there. Keller with the little chip to get out into the flats there.
He's a strong, heady football player, Noah Keller.
Pinpoint accuracy of Russo. That's nice conceived play right there.
So that'll bring up a 1st and goal for Kearney at the 7-yard line. Dring the eye back again. And Rousseau gives it to him. Up the middle is Dring for the touchdown. Dring right up the middle, and the Bearcats have tied it up.
You talk about some blocking. Nolan Johnson, the center, and Sam Eisnagel, the left guard on the play. Tremendous work to clear it away. And I tell you what, guys, all 3 of us could have put the touchdown in on that hole. That was a terrific play. And man, that's Kearney. Kearney answering back. They needed to answer back, and they got it done.
Josh Gable on to try the extra point. Gable's kick is through there, and the Bearcats take the lead at 7-6 here in this second quarter. So a nice answer by the Kearney Bearcats, and the touchdown here by Dring.
Did you see Eisnagel block?
Patience.
Eisnagel got number 56 for Westside, Eric Hagan, just all turned around right there. Pretty easy, but easy because of the people right up front.
Well, that's exactly how you want to answer an 11-play, 68-yard drive, chewing up 3:42 of the clock. capped by that 7-yard touchdown run by Rustin Dring.
Guys, those two series we've seen here in the scoring plays are situations which indicate to me that we've got a battle on our hands, and it's going to a game that's going to kind of go, and we'll see if that materializes here. But well done by Kearney and well done by Westside. So
you get a chance to watch each team's strengths. Westside with that quick strike ability, and Kearney the workmanlike effort that they put out. Tale of two teams right here, but equally effective in putting points on the board.
And through just a little more than a quarter, Kearney has a slight lead until the yards, 112-98. So a very even game, as the score would indicate. 7-6, Kearney on top. Gable kicks it away. Kearney will take it. Westside will take it at the 10, and he's got some room out of the side, but finally wrapped up. And the fumble, they're going to call a fumble. He wasn't down. The fumble is loose, and the Bearcats have the ball.
It's just an accident waiting to happen. He had the ball in his outside arm, and he tried to cut back to the inside. That's a recipe for disaster.
And pursuit by Kearney causes it up to get that first guy to hit, and the rest to come in and try to strip it away, and they do. And I think that's a good call right there.
Kyle Freeze on that return, just battling for extra yards, was Freeze and had it pop out late.
Cody Kissel, the young player that recovered the fumble on the play, and a great opportunity for Kearney right here.
Once you cut back to the middle and that ball is in that right arm, it is no longer protected by the sidelines. You're in the line of fire right there.
The Bearcats take over once again in Westside territory at the 34. Rousseau looks up top, and the toss out there, and it's broken up. Nice pass break up by Kyle Freeze. A nice coverage by Freeze.
I'm impressed with this man-to-man coverage. Some guys making some plays on some tough balls out here. This is impressive. You take a look at Freeze. Look at him find the football and get a hand up.
And even overrunning the play just a little bit there, as Kissel, I think, tried to fake him out of position, but well, it doesn't work. Good work out there by Freeze.
Makes you proud as a secondary coach. Those plays aren't easy to make.
We talked about instinct for the ball, and you see it here tonight.
Kearney with the 4 wide set. Rousseau will keep it on the quarterback keeper right at the middle and battles his way inside the 30, down near the 27-yard line.
Boy, trying to get in there behind the road graders up front there with Eisnagel again, and Nolan Johnson and Taylor Floss. And I think he was about maybe a shoe top away from breaking her loose all the way into the secondary. Westside reacts to that well.
So it will be a gain of 7 for Rousseau. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Kearney with the ball after the turnover in Westside territory, and the lead 7-6. And we have a timeout. Westside, they want to talk things over on 3rd and 3. There's a look at Marty Kaufman. You saw the sigh.
He's been in much tougher, believe me. Maybe not on this stage, but he's had his back against the wall plenty of times here in his short 4-year head coaching career.
That was one of those whoosh looks. Please be with us on Saturday, November 25th for NCAA volleyball as the Nebraska Cornhuskers host the Texas Longhorns. That's November 25th, live at 7 Central, right here on NET and NETHD, Nebraska's home for sports. That should be a good one, folks.
Amen to that, Larry. You know, Kaufman, as we were talking about before a little break there, this year he's had his whooshes. You know, against Creighton Prep earlier on, down 23 points. They came back to win. Against Millard North, down 10 points, came back to win. Grand Island down 10, came back to win. And then Millard North in the semifinals to get here, they were down 21 points at the half, came back to win by 1. That's 4 whooshes, big whooshes, as a matter of fact.
He said he's talked with his team time and time and time again, as he put it. They find themselves down here 7-6, and the give there right up the middle. Once again, Molina in for the touchdown. Right up the gut, Molina for 6.
Oh, man, the blocking on the right side over there again. The blocking right and left aiming has really gone well for Kearney here in these last 2 series.
I tell you what, Molina showed me a lot here early on, and I kind of called him out on that first series. You could just see he he was an accident waiting to happen if you're a Westside Warrior fan. This kid can go.
I like his quickness.
Hope everybody brought their popcorn and their seatbelt. They better buckle up. We're in for a long ride here.
And Gable sticks the extra point through, and Kearney takes an 8-point lead here in the second quarter, capitalizing off the turnover.
Watch 69 Hergert up front, right there. And Keller leading the play, and then just good balance right there. He handles that last fella right by himself as Vinny Molina takes it in and gives his team a little room to breathe here.
I'm waiting for somebody. Did somebody leave the baton on the sidelines, or let's turn it into a little bit of a track meet here?
And there's a look at that scoring drive. 3 plays, 34 yards, just 50 ticks off the clock. Capitalized on a 27-yard run by Molina.
And Larry, what makes it even better for Kearney is they got the points off a turnover. And as a defense, as an offense, when your defense gets the ball for you, the highest compliment you can pay them is to take it down and score, and that's what they did. And that'll spark both sides of the football. And Westside, again, we'll see if they can answer right here.
Oh, we've been asking you throughout the State High School Championships to email us. Let us know what you think of our coverage of the State High School Football Championships. And you can contact us at sports@netnebraska.org. So we encourage you to shoot us an email, let us know what you think, and we'll read them on the air. In fact, here's one we received just today. Your coverage of the high school football championships is outstanding. What a great venue NET has to cover these outstanding young athletes. Your analysis of the game, combined with subtle humor and positive vibes about the schools, coaches, athletes, and Nebraska towns, is certainly refreshing journalism. We especially enjoyed Larry's interview with the young military defenders of freedom just back from Iraq to cheer on their younger brothers. Where else other than in Nebraska would this entire scenario exist? Keep up your distinguished efforts. Thanks, NET. Sincerely, Roger and Gail Ann Douglas of Crete, Nebraska. Thanks very much, Roger and Gail Ann.
That's awesome. Awesome stuff. And it was, Larry, that was awesome what you did this afternoon. And hopefully we'll keep it going here tonight. And you know what? The volleyball coverage is good too. So it's all together.
I got to admit, I was almost overwhelmed with his call on that last touchdown. That got a little goosebumps out of me.
14-6 Bearcats on top. The give go just past the 30-yard line. That to Trent Goodman. Let's go down to the sidelines. John Bishop joins us. John.
Well, Larry, Damon was talking about track meet, and one thing Kearney's noted for is their 11 straight state Class A track championships. We talked to Brandon Kuhl before the game tonight, and I asked him about the difference and getting all of those different athletes that they have on the track team. 9 of the guys on defense run on the track team or throw on the track team. So when Damon talks about a track meet, Kearney's in their ball game.
Back to passes Anderson. And Anderson had a man briefly, but he was tripped up. Dobman was there, and Dobman just stumbled a bit, and the ball sailed over his head.
Yeah, then he took off. He broke the route and took off to the inside, and the quarterback Anderson threw it to the outside, and Dobman, after the play was over, kind of had his arms out, a little bit of exasperation right there. But man, I tell you what, that Colt Anderson, this must be the year of the Colt as far as quarterbacks go, but he can throw that football. He's got a gun.
Absolutely, and what you'll see, I'm sure it'll reveal itself tonight. He's great at making a play when he's got nothing going. He can just hang in there.
3rd and 8, trips right for Westside. Colt back to throw, rolls to his right, looking downfield, has a man across the field. He's going to throw across his body late. Nearly picked off out there by the Bearcats.
Like number 91, I believe, Alex Larson, just hanging back. He saw him a little bit late. He saw the receiver open way across the field. Everything covered on this side. So now wide up and throw it. He saw him a little bit late. Let's see if that indeed was Alex Larson, Jr.
That's that gunslinger mentality that he shows. Keller introducing himself. You think he said Mr. or did he just go with Noah?
Noah was worried about taking 2 by 2. He just took 1 right there. Oh, he got a block.
Dare with the punt. Looked like it went off the side of his foot, and that goes to about the 39. It was tipped.
It had that sound to it. Yeah.
Little block.
Little tip.
Well, Monday night at 9:30 Central on NET1, American Masters follows funny man Bob Newhart's career over the past 50 years, from a shy accountant to Grammy winner. Newhart still performs today and is recognized for pushing the boundaries of sitcom. Find out how Bob Newhart became one of America's funniest comedians. That's Monday at 9:30 Central on American Masters here on NET1.
Big defensive stand that time by the Kearney Bearcats, and they'll be at it again on offense now.
14-6 Bearcats on top. They have the ball at the 40, 1st and 10. Nothing up the middle for Rustin Dring.
It's their version of the Bearcat Express, a little 1-2 punch with Dring and Molina. It's got to wear on you over the course of a game to have two home run hitters constantly up there swinging at the plate.
This is an important drive for Westside. You know, they've given up the last 2 touchdowns, took the early lead at 6-0. The Bearcats have scored 14 unanswered, and now with the ball, here's 7 minutes left in the second quarter. They give up the middle to the fullback, and he's not going anywhere as well. Keller finds no room.
Backer stunning that time, right into the gaps, and stacked everything up, and that's why the play goes absolutely nowhere. See them coming, see the backer coming on the left-hand side there.
Coy Hall.
Yeah, coming down on the right hand was Stoy Hall. So good work that time, but they shut it down, actually go backwards on the play and create a long third.
Tell you, Westside holds true to form. They kind of relish playing from behind. They wouldn't have it any other way, would they? The cardiac kids.
Yep, four times this year. That's exactly what they want.
Yep. So 14-6, 3rd and 10, 6:14 here in the second quarter. Rousseau looking downfield, lots of time, finally pressured, and he gets out of the pressure, but will be brought down just over the 40, and that will bring up a 4th down. Nice pressure there by Elliot Mizell.
Well, you can only hold him out so long, and he had lots of time there early, but the coverage was downfield, was good, and that created the problem there, and so Joey had to take off and go, and like I say, he had plenty of time to make the throw. Good job by the guys up front, but you only got so many seconds back there to put it in play.
So 4th down and 8 now, and the punter Blake Millsap in there to kick it away. Millsap averages 35 yards a punt on the year. And the line drive punt over the head, and that will keep rolling inside the 20-yard line. So a nice kick by Millsap, puts it down at about the 18-yard line, where Westside will take over and try to even things up here in the second quarter. And coming up at half, stick around and join us as we talk to Deb Velder of the NSAA. We'll be talking about boys tennis and the Nebraska High School Volleyball Championships, which were just last weekend. We'll also have the first half highlights from this one and the statistics. Get another look at that Okafor run and 2 big touchdowns from the Bearcats to take the lead. Now there's Colt Anderson out to run the show for Westside, and the deep give. Okafor one more time, and he has room, and Okafor a gain of 15 yards out to the 35.
Big power set that time, Damon, and look what happened. 12 yards, 13 yards.
Hey, take a look at the Maryland line, and Hall leading the way. Oh, nice job by the center getting to the second level, nipping at the ankles of that vaunted linebacking core of Kearney.
Let's go down to John Bishop.
Not only is he a Nebraska recruit, but this kid could end up at UNMC someday. He wants to be a biochemistry major and maybe even get into medicine someday. So not only can he do it on the football field, but he's doing it in the classroom as well. Got to admire a kid who wants to look that far ahead into his future when he looks like he could have a bright career on the football field.
He's got the smarts too. Huh?
Absolutely. Must have been hanging around Pat Tyrant's a little too long.
That's right.
Very talented young man, as John just pointed out.
He's over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Still 4:33 to go in the first half of play. Okafor there in the Maryland eye. The deep give to Okafor. Picks his way through there. But he runs into a strong Kearney defense at about the 42.
Brian Haggard on the action for Kearney, and also Taylor Foss on the action for Kearney. Stacked it all up there as Kearney got into their power set. 2 tight ends. 3 the Maryland eye, as Damon refers to it. It's the three people in the backfield straight up in the eye, and trying to do that same power shot they did that picked up about 15 on that first play.
You get the sense they've got to have a pass play coming off that same look.
You would think, but looks like the secondary is mindful of that too, the way they're set up here.
They give him progress to the 43, so it brings up 3rd and 2, and he dives in there, puts his head down, and I don't think he got it.
I don't think he got it, no. It looked like, I believe it was Nolan Johnson in there for the tackle. He's very, very quick from his defensive tackle spot.
I could see Coach Kaufman going for this. He's got that kind of mentality. He's no holds barred.
That'll be 4th and less than 1.
He hadn't batted an eye. I'm telling you, he'll be going for this.
They put Big Eisnagel up there in the middle. Sam Eisnagel's 311 pounds. He'll anchor the center here.
This is Marty Kaufman at his best right here.
So the Warriors going for it, down by 8 late in the first half. And the give up the middle, and he's got enough for the first down. It'll depend on the mark, but it certainly looks like he's past the 45, and he needed the 45 for the first down, and the spot was beyond it.
Foot past it, Larry, by the way the line judge is marking it.
Did you see Coach Kaufman blink as he had to make that call? That guy didn't bat an eye.
Stoy Hall. It was Stoy Hall on the carry. He banged up in there to pick up that first down. So 1st and 10 at the 45 for Westside. Colt Anderson leading the show. Marty Kaufman called him the heart and soul of this Westside offense.
There it is.
He's got a man wide open, and he'll air it out for him. Underthrown a bit again, but this time it's pulled down. Pulled down by Tim Beery. Beery for the touchdown. 55 yards.
Boy, that's concentration by Beery.
You knew it was coming.
Yep.
You knew it was coming.
He had 2 people over there. Alex Larson was one of them. He was kind of under on the coverage, and he had coverage over the top. But the 2 Kearney defenders bumped into each other a little bit. And Beery able to pull it down and go. And for him, that's his 9th touchdown pass of the year.
Colt must have wanted to make that interesting and get some style points, because Beery was wide open for about a good 3 or 4 seconds before he decided to deliver the football.
He's our leading receiver, Tim Beery. He's 6'4", 232. Hung in there on that play, and that size really helped him make that play.
It's good to get arm strength.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like the way he throws it. He's got great arm strength.
And Westside will go for 2, down by 2 at 14-12, and that forced the Bearcats to take a timeout to talk this over.
So we take a look at the replay. They've been in this Maryland eye about 4 out of the last 5 plays. They finally see it. You see him running the drag. He's to the top of the screen here. He was open for quite a bit of time.
Oh, and I tell you, Larson just missed it. Just went right through his hands.
First man in the air on those, Adrian, usually wins the award. That's a good illustration of that right there.
Drew Tickle behind him, and he just overruns it. He'd had a problem making the play anyway, but the big 6'4" Beery. Tremendous concentration, and then headed to the old end zone.
So that's what 6'4" feels like, huh?
Not like you standing on that deal right there.
Right. I'm not sure I got to 6'4" standing on this.
There's Marty Kaufman, and he's breathing a little bit easier right now. Ways to go as they line up for the 2-shot.
So the Warriors to go for 2. The motion out of the Maryland eye. The fake to Okafor, rolling to his right. Nice stiff arm. He's got the corner of the end zone, and he's in there for 2.
Seen that a time or 2. I'm telling you, this kid is unbelievable.
He is.
Nice stiff arm at about the 10-yard line. Saw the corner and took it, and we are all knotted at 14 apiece.
Yeah, Kearney had that play pretty well diagnosed, but there's a difference between diagnosis and execution, and they could not execute it.
You see him on the half roll here as he just kind of stiff arm him to the side. He's cool enough to make the AC jealous. He just hung in there.
Watch what happens here. He's going to get by.
Look at that, just calm, cool customer.
The problem was a linebacker right there. He knew the receiver was in the end zone. Then he turned. He either got to, as they used to tell us, you got to be fish or foul, and you can't be anywhere in between. And we saw number 51, Kyle Edwards, trying to make a decision there. He decided to go for the receiver, but that certainly opened up the lane for the touchdown run to Colt Anderson. But wow, what an answer by the Warriors.
Did you just say cool enough to make the
AC jealous?
I think we've got a game here.
No doubt about that.
You brought the popcorn, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Entertained.
All knotted at 14 now. 2:35 left here in this second quarter. The Class A state championship game. Westside and Kearney. Warriors come in unbeaten on the year at 12-0. Kearney has avenged its only loss of the season. They did that in the semifinal. And that squib kick right off of the defender and recovered by Westside, and Westside has the ball in Kearney territory.
Same kind of play again, guys. Last night it was not by design. I'm not sure that was by design either. But,
I'll go ahead and say it was.
That's pretty good accuracy. That
they pull out all the stops. I think we were talking off camera about what we just might see from these guys tonight. That whatever they've got in the playbook, it'll be left out there on the field.
A hard shot right off the leg of the Kearney defender. And recovered by the Warriors, and a nice job by Tucker Milliken. Kicked that hard right at the defender. Okafor has it on the deep give, the draw play. And a gain of 6 yards to the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you, Adrian, that Kearney better be careful here when they go to that spread set with that balanced look. You see Kearney's got 2 defenders on each wide receiver. They've got both safeties playing just inside those slotted receivers. They're a little bit vulnerable to that inside running game.
Yeah, but when you have a running back like Okafor that can just take it and go, has that good stop and go speed, becomes even more critical.
So 2nd and 4. Okafor again, this side around the left side, has some room, but a nice job there by Kearney to close down that gap, which was there just momentarily. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the state high school football or volleyball championships, you can log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can call 1-800-868-1868. Those are memories that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports.
Going to measure Larry. I think he's just a little bit short on the play.
What I called him last year, Eagle Eye. My money's on Adrian.
There it is. Just a little short.
I'll tell you, Okafor's shown the ability to bang here a little bit. He's not just a track guy that has got speed. He's shown some power. Real good leg drive. I'm impressed with his. He's got good lean, good leg drive.
Well, for a youngster who didn't play last year because of injury, to come back this year, he said he really liked to run the ball to the edge and get outside. He didn't like to run inside, but he worked with Marty Kaufman and the coaches and worked on that early in the year, and now he likes to run inside. Well, he doesn't like to run inside, but he will run inside, and not only that, run effectively.
3rd and 1, 140 and ticking here in this first half of play. The give inside. Stoy Hall and Stoy barrels in there for the first down.
One thing they have to do now is, they, meaning Kearney, is to avoid a big swing in momentum, guys. They have to make a stop right here. It's 1:32. They've stopped the clock.
A little different approach here from Coach Kaufman. Kind of methodically moving it down the field after the sudden change play.
First down 10, ball on the 34. Westside with the ball. They give to Okafor. Now flipped back and under trouble, and just getting rid of it was Anderson. They tried the flea flicker. But nice pressure from Kearney.
They got the flea right, but the flicker wrong.
That's right.
I tell you, not surprised by anything that's called here tonight. Coach Kaufman is a gambler.
Joey Russo pursuing his counterpart there, the quarterback, Colt Anderson, number 9. Watch him coming here. Just gets there a tad bit late, but a little pop.
Good presence to just get rid of the football. You know, understands the rules. Once he's out of the pocket, I'm free to do with it whatever I want.
The incompletion brings up 2nd down 10. Ball still on the 34. 1:13 left here in the first half. Fake to Okafor, now back up top. And a nice toss inside the 20-yard line and complete. Once again, Tim Beery inside the 20.
And once again, using that big frame to hit that outside seam here. Well done in terms of ball handling right here by Colt.
I'm telling you guys that Beery came from the tight end spot. If Kearney continues to walk that safety up towards the line of scrimmage to play in the slot, they will be hurt up the hashes all game long. It'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustment they can make at halftime.
Westside trying to stick one in here late in the first half. Inside a minute left. They'll go to the air one more time. Anderson this time wide open across the middle, but can't find him. It was tipped. Bechtold was open momentarily, but it looked like it might have been tipped at about the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Westside's kind of getting into a rhythm here. You're starting to see guys wide open here a little bit.
Play like that, a little play action with a boot action coming away at tight end. Very difficult for linebackers to find those people as they cross behind you. And of course, you saw right there his back toe was wide open, but not able to get to the football. 45 seconds left in the first half here as Westside is 17 yards away from pay dirt. And they'll take a timeout.
Notice Matoya checked into the game for Okafor. I think Westside had another trick up their sleeve.
Saw that too. Matoya not listed on the 2 deeps on offense, but trotted out there.
If you could read Coach Kaufman's lips, he kind of called for him by name as all a play was designed for him.
So we are inside 1 minute, 45 seconds left here in this first half of play, all even at 14 apiece. So let's go down to John Bishop with an injury report. John.
Well, for the most part, it's been a good, clean-fought game, but Brian Heegert, starting nose guard for Kearney, on the bench. They're looking at his right hip right now. A couple of times he's been encouraged by the trainers to get up and try to put some pressure on that leg, and he's unable to do so, and so they're looking at it right now as they does not look good. He came off the field about 4 plays ago, limping very badly, and as I mentioned, he tried to put pressure on it twice and could not do it. So hopefully they can figure out something at halftime, but he is definitely done for the first half.
Heegert, their starting right guard on offense. And that's a factor in the way they're going to play their offense as we go back to the live action here.
And starting nose guard on defense as well, Abe. That'll put Eisnagel in the middle there. Back up top again, and this time he connects with Bechtold.
Oh, they rode that
off. They said incomplete, a late drop.
Got a problem. I think Bechtold is injured on the play. I think he got rolled up on the play, rolled up on the ankle.
He's a big kid. I've known Bechtold a long time.
He is 6'4" also. 6'4", 210 as the trainers now come out.
He's had some problems with that left knee all year, and they went low on the catch, and I think he got rolled up on just a little bit. He's coming off a sprain as is.
So they'll help Bechtold off the field.
They moving the ball forward for us, Larry. Maybe you were right. Well, they called it a catch.
Here's the throw again, as you see the slam right there. Is
personal foul.
Yeah.
Let's go down to John. John?
Yeah, just to concur with what Damon had said, he did get rolled up in the tackle. I was behind the play and I could see it, and his leg did get twisted around. I thought for a moment it might be a lot worse than it looked. At least he was able to put a little pressure on it coming off the field. We'll try to get an update for you and have something in the second half.
First and goal from the 8-yard line after the penalty. Anderson under. Hands off to Okafor. Okafor has a hold, barrels in there, and down to the 2-yard line is Okafor.
He just, for a guy that really doesn't like to run up inside, guys, he's running up inside pretty well tonight.
They got to move quickly. 25 seconds and ticking on the clock.
Good quickness by Okafor.
I tell you, John is, I like to call him Johnny on the spot. That's about as quick an update as you can get. That play had just happened.
Inside 10 seconds. The fake, Anderson keeps it, lunges toward the line of the end zone, and he's not in. No signal yet.
Tick, 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 tick.
And Westside calls timeout with 2 seconds left as they come in and spot the ball at about the 4-inch line.
Boy, the linebackers were plugging on the play. The defensive line got down low and stopped it all up, and apparently stopped them short, about a foot short.
This was discombobulated from the start here.
Oh, that was close. That's about as close as you can get it.
Well, now 3rd and 1 at the inch line. This will be the last play of the half. And what do you do here? Do you take the sure 3, or is Marty going for it?
Marty's going to go for it. I'm going to guess.
I would, if I was Marty, I'd go for it. I think.
Well, earlier today we talked with head coach Marty Kaufman about his star running back.
Collins is just, the kid seemed to block a little bit better, just knowing if they get him a seam, he could break it at any time. So I think it's a motivation for our linemen as well as our receivers, because they know their blocks downfield are really important, and they've kind of followed through and have done that all year long.
Anderson and Okafor walk back out. Last play of the first half, barring a penalty. 2 seconds on the clock. 3rd down and 1.
A lot of room to the top of the end zone here with a little one-on-one coverage if they want it.
Haul it to fullback. It'll be a sneak, and Anderson is in there for the touchdown.
Yeah, you had to think, Colt Anderson, 6'4", 195, had a foot to go. And you don't want to take a chance on any other ball handling of any kind. And if you can't make it with a guy like that, well, you don't make it. And they did make it.
The Bearcats thought they had him stopped, but it was after the celebration on the part of Kearney came after the signal of a touchdown. They also had the ball in their hand. So in the last play of the first half, the Warriors punch it in. And now we have a flag.
Might get a little illegal substitution. Can't run guys out from the sideline when you please.
And it is an illegal substitution. So that will back the Westside up for the extra point.
It's about as uncool as we've seen Coach Cool.
He was not happy at all.
He was a relaxed customer today.
And Marty Kaufman thanking his offense for putting one in here with no time showing on the clock.
So that'll be a 25-yard extra point. Tucker Milliken in there to try, and right through the uprights, Milliken connects, and it's 21-14. Let's take one more look at that touchdown.
Good shot right down the line here, and yeah, he's across there.
Anytime you get a guard 2 or 3 yards deep in the end zone, you've probably had good surge as an offensive unit.
You could see that
ball. That
ball
was clearly across the plane. And when it goes across the plane, it's 6 now, and it doesn't matter what happens afterwards.
Brandon Kuhl just wants an explanation. You can clearly see Anderson had it over, and then it was knocked out of his hands.
It's 2 well-coached teams.
Fun game, guys.
I'm enjoying both these teams. They've made nice adjustments, and Kearney came to play. They're going to represent that part of the state extremely well. That's a good ball club.
Westside at 220 yards total offense in the first half here, and Kearney at 148. Westside 139 on the ground, and 133 of that is from Collins Okafor.
Well, you saw Brandon Kuhl talking with the officials. Now he's going to talk with our John Bishop.
Coach Kuhl, you obviously were not happy with that last touchdown.
No, obviously we got a bad angle at it. So the ref said they crossed the plane. We'll have to see that later. The key part is they had 1 turnover and we scored, and then we had 1 turnover and they scored. So that's the difference in the ball game.
You really had the momentum going 2 straight plays where you could right through their gut and had the 8-point lead, and then things just turned around.
Yeah, both teams are doing a good job of kind of jockeying for position offensively and defensively. We're able to establish the run, throw the ball a little bit. Same thing with Westside. What a great high school football game.
Fantastic game. Coach, get with your Tids.
Yes, it is a terrific high school football game, and the Warriors lead it at the half. It's 21-14 in the Class A state championship game.
Some people tell me it's just a game, but it's more than that, at least to me. It's years of playing catch with my dad and friends in the backyard. It's a drawer full of jerseys, and a lifetime of loving the game.
The Nebraska Public Power District congratulates every player and coach who plays the game safely, with spirit, integrity, and pride. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
Programming is provided in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska.
Escalator or stairs? It may seem like an easy choice, but the hard truth is the illness and disease that result from inactivity cost about $76 billion a year to treat. At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska, we believe that cost is much too high, and not just in terms of money. So when it comes to keeping you healthy and keeping healthcare affordable, walking works. Your health, your choice.
next time on Nature. Yellowstone in winter, a breathtaking world in white. Enter a winter wilderness and experience the magic that is Christmas in Yellowstone.
Sunday night at 7 Central Time on NET1.
NET Sports coverage of the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. And by Time Warner Cable, proud to provide the 2006 NSAA State Volleyball Championships through Nebraska On Demand, available on Channel 101. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. It is halftime of the Class A Boys State Championship football game. Omaha Westside on top of Kearney thanks to a late touchdown in the last play of the first half, 21-14. Well, it's my pleasure to be joined by Deb Velder of the Nebraska School Activities Association. We're going to talk a little bit boys tennis and then girls volleyball. Why don't we start out with the boys tennis? Class A is being held in Omaha and Class B boys in Lincoln. Tell us how it went this year.
That's right. The state tennis tournament went outstanding this year. It was probably the first year in many years that we were faced with adverse weather conditions. I think that was the first sub-zero day with the wind chill as cold as it was than we've experienced in many years. But the kids adjusted. They're great competitors, and we had a great tournament.
Tennis continues to grow in the state?
Boys is pretty stable. We consistently have 28 teams in Class A and 24 teams in Class B.
So when it's that cold out and they're playing outdoors, you see them bundled up. This isn't your typical shorts and short sleeves.
No, they had to bundle up to start out with, but after warm-ups, the kids adapted fairly well. One of the biggest concerns was, to make sure that the balls weren't too cold and going flat, so I had to make sure we took them in the night before and kept them inside during the day, but the kids adjusted fine.
And as you always do, another smooth tournament run by the NSAA?
Oh, it's the kids and it's the people that we have working for us that help us out.
Why don't we take a look at the results from the boys tennis and tell us a little bit about who won on what side in Class A and B.
Okay. In Class A, our champion again was Omaha Creighton Prep, and in Class B, Hastings won the Class B title, and both of those were pretty well decided as we were going into the final matches of that day.
So Prep wins Class A and Hastings in Class B, and that's a look at the boys state tennis tournament. And then just last weekend, you had the girls state volleyball tournament, and obviously it's always nice to take that into a terrific venue like the Nebraska Coliseum.
Oh, it's always very exciting to take that into the Coliseum. The girls love it, the fans love it, and the tournament just seems to take on a different atmosphere when we're at the Coliseum. But we are so fortunate here in the state of Nebraska to have the quality of players and the quality of coaches at our high school level. We far surpass any of our neighboring states in the quality of volleyball that we have here, and we're very proud of that.
That's really indicative by the number of players that go on to play Division I, Division II, and college volleyball at all levels.
Oh, that's true. There are numerous college recruiting coaches that are continuously at our state tournament and make sure that that's on their calendar and that they're here that particular weekend.
I hear some people say, well, why can't we have it at the Coliseum every year? And obviously it's scheduling conflicts, but it's nice when you do get there.
Yes, we would love to be at the Coliseum every year, but because of a home football game, we must alternate every other year because the parking is just not available to us, and we just take it whenever we can have it.
We talk a lot about what it means to the athletes to play here at Memorial Stadium where the Huskers play. What's it mean for the volleyball players to be able to play where the Huskers play?
Well, I think that you can tell by the teams that played last weekend that they seem to step it up a notch. I mean, the adrenaline's flowing because they are in the championship final, but just the excitement in their eyes and the fact that they get to use the locker rooms that the university volleyball team will also occupy also made it special.
You saw Bellevue West winning Class A there. Maybe, some people question, is that the greatest team of all time in Nebraska volleyball?
Oh, Bellevue West brings outstanding athletes every year. They're always prepared. Their coaching staff makes sure that they are prepared, and it's a tribute to the play, and they're winning.
We really had a great match as well in Class B. I mean, I know it went 3, but Pius winning over Gross was just a terrific match.
Oh, it was outstanding, and the athletes on both sides of the net did an outstanding job, and it made it fun to watch. They wanted to make sure that the quality of play determined the outcome of that match, and it was very obvious.
And there you see your state champions. Bellevue West won it in Class A, Pius X in B. Congratulations once again to Columbus SCOTUS winning C1, Heartland in C2. Freeman won the D1 title, and Falls City Sacred Heart winning in Class D2. And I know you have some exciting stuff coming up yet. I know some of the athletes are winding down, but there's a big event coming up out in Kearney.
Yes, in a couple weeks we will have the state play production contest in Kearney. They graciously host that every year. It's an outstanding contest. We have outstanding talent. Many of our students that participate have gone on to bigger and better things, and you actually see them on TV. And so that's kind of a tribute to our program. And it's also very exciting because we have many athletes that participate in the play production area, and it's fun to see them just a few weeks down the road on stage as well.
Well, Deb, it's great to see you again. Thanks very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate your support.
Deb Velder of the NSAA. We are at halftime of the Class A state championship game. Westside on top, 21-14. Highlights and stats coming up. Stay with us.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
This program is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for Nebraska's soybean farmers and you.
The American dream may be a much overplayed symbol, but nonetheless a very important guiding light for so many new immigrants to this country. And the Craigs are our prime example.
They were entrepreneurial giants in the history of Omaha, in the history of Nebraska, in the history of the West.
NET Television presents the story of the Creightons, a family that was determined to change the country and put Omaha on the map.
Coming in December to NET1.
Well, coming in, we expected a terrific battle in this Class A state championship game, and that's exactly what we have. Westside scoring on the final play of the first half to take a 21-14 lead over the Bearcats. Let's see how it happened. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. We start out with Westside, and it was Molina with some tough running early.
Finds just a little bit of a crease, all he needs to do. And then you see Collins Okafor taking it the distance, 77 yards here. Collins Okafor on the touchdown.
Extra point was no good. That made it 7-6. Or I'm sorry, made it 6-0. Then back comes Kearney to make it 7-6.
I'll tell you, there's Russo, just deadly accurate. He's a good passer, good defensive player.
Nice touchdown there by Dring. Dring in there for the score to make it 7-6. And then the fumble, Kearney's on it. And the Bearcats capitalize with the touchdown by Molina. Nice 27-yard jaunt right up the middle.
He's not that big of a guy at 5'6" and 163 pounds, but man, he can fly.
Anderson goes up top, and watch the 6'4" leaping ability by Tim Beery. Beery in there for the touchdown. The two-point conversion, nice stiff arm, finds a corner of the end zone. Anderson in there for 2, and that evens it up at 14. Then right before the half, Anderson sticks out the ball, crosses the end zone, and Marty Kaufman likes it. 21-14, and that's where we are at the half. Here's a look at the statistics, and you see Westside leading in rushing 139-92. Passing yards and total yards, it's also Westside on top. 3 for 11 is Anderson. And both teams put it on the turf once, and both teams capitalized on it once, and that leads to a 21-14 score. We are at halftime at the Class A State Championship. Westside on top, 21-14. We'll be right back at Memorial Stadium. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Class A State High School Football Championships. Omaha Westside on top of Kearney, 21-14. Well, the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are being carried live over the internet. So if you have friends or family who don't have access to NET, have them log on to netnebraska.org. Click on sports, just follow the prompts to state high school football, and you can sit in the comfort of your own home in front of your computer and watch the game on our webcast. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. So a nice ending drive by Omaha Westside, and Marty Kaufman decides on the last play of the game with 2 seconds left to go for it instead of kicking for 3, and it pays off as Anderson stuck it across, and they now lead 21-14.
Yeah, it just remains to be seen now just what effect that has on this ball game, Larry. You got a pretty good ball game here. Two teams going at it toe-to-toe and nose-to-nose. And we'll see if that touchdown has any effect on Kearney and whether or not Westside able to step out and go. Got a couple of minutes left here to go before kickoff.
And down on the sideline with Marty Kaufman is John Bishop. John.
Coach, was there any doubt in your mind to go for it on that last play?
Well, we took a little time to think, but it's on about the 2-inch line, so you might as well give it a try and score the 7.
Well, this is a little bit ahead of schedule. Usually you guys are behind at this point, but you're ahead, and you took the momentum late in the second quarter.
Yeah, we didn't play too good early, but then we started putting it together. So, it's going to be a good half, and I know Kearney's going to come out and play hard, so we better be ready.
Fantastic game so far. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, John. Marty Kaufman really, there was no question he was going for that.
No, absolutely not. And I tell you what, the first 2-3 minutes of this half will be indicative, I believe, of how the rest of the game is going to go. Westside, a tremendous second half team. Kearney not bad in their own right, so we'll see if Kearney can answer the dinner bell. Otherwise, look for Westside, who's very good at making second half adjustments to try to pour it on.
Well, here's how back and forth the game, and I was talking early in the second quarter after Kearney had taken a 14-6 lead, got the ball back, started to drive, and I thought this is a big series for Westside, and now Westside back on top 21-14.
Well, they've had their experiences we talked about earlier in 4 games this year, down by as much as 23 points, and coming back to win, guys. So they're familiar with that. They don't panic, and that's a key issue on the field is don't panic. You get behind a touchdown or two, don't panic, and do your game plan and make it work, and get the job done, execute as we said, and that's one thing that Westside is good at doing is not panicking and executing their offense and making it work. So Kearney will have an opportunity to answer quick here. Let's see if they do it.
Kearney looking for its first ever state high school football championship. Westside hasn't won one since 1982. It's been 25 years, nearly 25 years for Westside. So a couple of newbies, if you will, for a while here in this state high school football championship, which is nice to see.
Yeah, you bet, Larry. Last time an outstate team competed in the finals was in 2001 when North Platte was in the finals, and they lost in that final game. And the last time an outstate team won was in 1994. Norfolk beat Benson that year, and they were indeed the last team to win a Class A final. So Kearney trying to step into that little mystique now and get the job done for high school players outside of Omaha and Lincoln.
I remember that Norfolk-Benson game. Norfolk boasted Chad Bell, and Benson had Randy Stella, two very good athletes that both wound up at Nebraska for a short time.
Tucker Milliken kicks it off right down about the 20. Ball loose and picked up very late. Picked up, and look out, here he goes. It's Molina once again inside Westside territory. Molina picks it up at about the 20 and finds room down that far sideline.
That play looked to me like almost a giveaway to start with there. It's a live football kind of bouncing around there. Molina unable to get to it quickly, and then just finally gets the football and almost turns it up and goes.
I'll tell you what, that's good poise. Not only did he scoop it up, he kept his head up and found the crease.
So the Bearcats start off this second half in Westside territory at the 47. And a few yards on the outside for Rustin Dring. Earlier today, we talked with Brandon Kuhl about his quarterback, Joey Rousseau.
I think the key part is Joey Rousseau is an all-state linebacker for us from a year ago, and he's one of those athletes that you have to have on both sides of the football. He's a tremendous natural athlete and a great leader on both sides. So we expect him to take controls of that offense and make a lot of plays on defense.
And there's Joey Rousseau. A two-way starter on the option. Rousseau has a crease, keeps his feet. Look out, Rousseau could go. Touchdown, Joey Rousseau.
Did we blink?
I think that answers that, guys.
I must have blinked.
Kearney had to answer quickly, and they did. And they ran that option play to the right side over there. Kyle Edwards tackle on the block.
I tell you, the funny thing about this game is Noah Keller gets a lot of praise and a lot of accolades, and rightfully so. But I tell you, number 9, in his own way, whether it's on the offensive or defensive side of the ball, has been every bit the player tonight that Noah Keller has been. And then some. We have yet to really call Keller's name a bunch.
Bad snap was handled nicely, and it gets extra point for Josh Gable. So Gable gets that through, and that extra point by Colby Payne got it down.
Let's see if it's Edwards over there. It is Edwards on the outside at the tackle.
Oh, great seal block there by the right tackle.
That's Edwards. And there's a great block downfield right there. I think that is number 27 for Kearney, and that's Brian Cisneros. So well done as far as the execution. You see what that downfield blocking does, and the good start provided by Kyle Edwards.
When you talk about defending the option, you got to start with alignment, assignment, and technique. Getting lined up correctly, knowing your assignment, and then playing the proper technique, and pretty porous defense right there from Westside.
2 snaps, that's all it took them to put it in the end zone, and Bearcats have even things at 21 from the Class A championship at Memorial Stadium.
Well, I participated in basketball, volleyball, and track, and then within the school, I was president of National Honor Society, I was in band, just anything in high school as much as I could. So I think it's very beneficial, and just getting involved in all the activities, you get to meet so many great people and get a lot of opportunities you wouldn't have gotten to do just by going to school. College is definitely a big change from high school, but I had to balance 3 sports and every other activity that I did in high school, and now let's just focus on one sport. And volunteering, doing team activities. So, it helps you learn your priorities and what you need to really focus on to be great.
The NSAA, for nearly a century, enhancing education in Nebraska through high school activities.
And back at Memorial Stadium, all even at 21 apiece. Kearney and Westside. The Bearcats with a nice return by Molina inside Warrior territory, and then 2 plays and the option off the touchdown by Rousseau, and it's all even at 21.
To Kearney, all of 46 seconds to make their statement here to start the second half.
That's Gable to kick it off. And that'll be taken by the Bearcats at about the 10-yard line. Picked up by Dobman, and Dobman gets it out just past the 20-yard line. Let's go down to John Bishop on the sideline. John.
Well, Damon Bechtold, who was injured on that last pass play of the first half from Westside, you can see he's got the ice pack on that left knee. Talked to him just a few moments ago, asked him if he could be back. He said, not today. Unfortunately, those knee problems continue, and Westside misses out on a pretty decent passing weapon.
Well, Damon, you had said that knee had been bothering him, and obviously flaring up once again. And you hate to hear that. State title game and iced up and not going back in.
Especially coming from a team that's good in that 2 tight end set.
Okafor gets the handoff. Nothing doing there as he's wrapped up by Noah Keller. Keller with the tackle at about the 23.
I would think that if anything was said at halftime by Brandon Kuhl, which we know it was that we have to contain Collins Okafor. This guy's a great back, and You need to pursue, you need to gang at him, and they did it on that play. So we'll see if that continues here. Just one play, and lots left here in the second half.
Gain of 1 by Okafor brings up 2nd down 9. He's the lone back to pass. And complete out there in the flat to Seabold, and Seabold not going anywhere.
As you see Kearney kind of step up their aggression and hustle and pursuit. Keep an eye on Westside going to the screen. A very, very good screen team.
Watch Alex Larson here on this play. 91 right there to make the play, and then help from his buddies. You saw Rousseau immediately on the snap of the football. He was moving to his right to the flat. He recognized the play and got way over there to help out on the tackle. Creates a 3rd and 5 here.
Seabold picked up 4 on the catch. Back into the game is Stoy Hall at the fullback. Okafor is the I-back. Anderson under center. He gives to Okafor, who bobbles the ball. It's on the ground and picked up by the Kearney Bearcats. Kearney is on it. And a turnover by Westside.
You never had the football, Damon, and as a former running back, you know what that means.
Yeah, that spells bad news from the jump. And I tell you what, the pendulum is getting a little bit worn out in this game. It is swinging back and forth and back and forth, and both teams trying to take advantage of the momentum meter.
Watch here. He had the ball up high and hit him right up under the armpit. Never ever had control of the football or possession of the football. There you see it bouncing around like a piece of hot popcorn. And
Noah Keller right over the top.
Right over the top is Keller, and picks up a fumble. It's 2nd fumble recovery of the year.
Marcus Kuhl also there as well. So back in the backfield now is Molina. No give to Molina. Molina bounces outside. He's got some room inside the 20 to the 15. Just pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. And what a nice balance by Molina to stay on his feet.
Started with a great lead block.
Walking the rope.
They're going to mark him out back at the 8-yard line.
Watch Keller right there.
Good
taking out the defensive end.
I tell you, Keller must have heard me, because ever since this second half started, as brief as it's been, he's had a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, a good lead block. He must know that this is the state championship.
He's a quality player. No matter what the comment, he's a quality player.
1st and goal now for Kearney from the 8-yard line. Dring is the I-back. Keller the fullback. The give to Dring inside. Dring bangs his way through there. Touchdown, Rustin Dring.
The heavy equipment again up front for Kearney, making it work. Eisnagel, Johnson, Allen. You got people like that clearing the way for you, and you can do what he just did. Dring's taking it right up, straight up.
Really hard to get a gauge on how this game is going. You see the power and physicality of a Kearney bunch, and you see the excellence of execution in Westside. Again, plenty of popcorn, boys.
Gable in for the extra point. His kick is right through the uprights, 27-29. The Bearcats answer the late touchdown in the first half with 2 touchdowns of their own to take a 28-21 lead early in the 3rd quarter.
See the graders up front there, all the blocking going on, and a great block by number 84. As you saw Marcus Kuhl coming down the line from that tight end spot to clear a path. And
I tell you, Westside's counting on Stoy Hall to make that play. He was almost unblocked. They slipped right inside of him. Got to keep his head up. Can't hit what you can't see.
So in the span of what, Larry, about a minute and 30 seconds here? Oh, no.
2:30, or 2:24.
Yeah. They took the ball over to 11 seconds, or 11 minutes, I beg your pardon.
That was just 14 seconds on the drive. That's what you were looking for.
But in terms of changing the complexion totally in the game, but just in a couple of minutes here, it swings back over to Kearney.
Adrian, you think Westside wasn't comfortable playing from ahead?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm sure they said, we'll go out and give them a couple TDs, just spot them up, and then, in the 4th quarter, we'll come back and do it. So,
I tell you, Kearney's resiliency has been interesting to watch, and a lot like their coach. He's no pun with the last name, but he is a cool customer.
Yeah, whatever he said at halftime needs to be bottled up and given to every team that has a bit of a problem in the first half, as we're about underway again.
Josh Gable kicks it deep. And taking it at about the 10-yard line is Dobman. Dobman has some room out to the 35-yard line. A nice return by Drew Dobman.
One thing that's another sign of, again, both these teams being as well coached as they are. Not only have these teams been resilient, but very few penalties. if you've noticed. Very, very few penalties in this game.
Be with NET Sports for live coverage of all tomorrow morning. And what a great one that should be at night. Class.
You look for from a quality running back. Lined up in second and
you bet.
Say right now exactly in that area, so does not look like he is going.
You hate to hear that. Thanks, John, for that report. Carry there by Okafor.
Okafor trying to make yardage on the right side that time, and just a vicious tackle that time by Noah Keller. Straightened him right up, short of the first down by about maybe 3/4 of a yard.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 1. And we have a timeout, officials timeout. Was dealing with some equipment, got it all snapped back up. Now we're ready to go. So 3rd down 1, Bearcats on top 28-21. Warriors trying to answer the back-to-back touchdowns of the Bearcats. The give, Okafor up the middle, and Okafor pushes forward and will have enough for the first down.
Good surge by that offensive line. Kearney literally with 9 in the box. Smash mouth football.
See where he gets the ball this time again. See, the ball's up there under that pit again. I don't like that. I don't like where the ball goes. So maybe Damon, running backs, you have any special place? You tell the quarterback where you want the ball?
Well, you'd like that in your numbers.
Yeah,
you know, just
up,
below the numbers.
Right here.
That's tough. You get up underneath the shoulder pads, and that's tough to handle.
Okafor give again, cuts that one up, keeps on his feet, and a nice game by Okafor of 8 into Westside, into Kearney territory, down to the 45-yard line.
There's a good look right now, and very fitting. I was just getting ready to comment on Foss's play. He is having a whale of a game coming in here playing over nose. And he's playing 2-gap, which means he's head up on that center, having to control. He's a gap responsibility type player, which is very tough to teach at that level. Foss doing a heck of a job.
2nd down 2 for Westside.
You just look at, I mean, he's playing well right now. You take a look at him trying to handle that interior part of that offensive line.
Carry there by Trent Goodman. Goodman gets about a yard. That'll bring up another 3rd down for Westside.
Remember Coach Cool talking about with his front four, he asked them to keep those linebackers clean so they're free to make plays, and you're getting a good picture of that. That inside running game has been tough sledding for Westside.
Okafor the eye back. Stoy Hall is at fullback. The give to Okafor. Bangs up in there, and he's not going to get enough.
So that's Foss again.
And Keller, the hit up top.
Keller's able to make this play because Foss took up 2 blockers. You'll take a look here. Watch him handle the center, and then Stoy Hall bumps into him as well. Can't even get a lead block. Keller free to make plays.
What a great job by Keller to step in the hole. He was being blocked also, and able to step up in the hole, hit Okafor right at the numbers and drive him back on the play.
It's a long one, guys.
4th and 1. Westside will go for it. In the Maryland eye, we have movement on the line.
Going to cost Westside, I believe.
They're going to be backed up 5 yards.
Left guard over there, I believe. Oh, hang on a second.
False start called on a Westside.
That's got to change Kaufman's mind here a little bit. See the flinch here by the left tackle.
Moves early. That'll back him up 5, and it does change the mind of Marty Kaufman. He will send out the punting unit. Andrew Dare comes in to kick it away.
Huge play right there, fellas.
Westside not enjoying prosperity here.
2nd penalty on Westside, 5 on Kearney tonight.
So Dare will kick it away. That's Drew Tickle who reels it in. Tickle tiptoes up the sideline and finally brought down at about the 33. So Drew Tickle with the return. And it'll be Kearney's ball at the 33. Well, Saturday night at 8 Central on NET1, watch the Disaster Detectives. When tornadoes and hurricanes strike, most of us choose to run, but there are a brave and dedicated few who choose to be flying into storms and documenting the impossible. Find out why these people choose to be disaster detectives. That's Sunday night at 8 on NET1. So 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. And the give up the middle, going nowhere, is Dring.
Interesting matchup developing again at the top of the screen with Kissel and Finnecaro. This guy's one-on-one all alone up there. It'll be interesting to see if Kearney takes a look at that matchup.
You know, they were so far over there, guys. I thought they had a ticket to get back in the ball game. I couldn't believe how wide the split was. My goodness. You know, you try to do that to draw people off, and they did way over there to the sideline, and now you've got head-up coverage over there, man-to-man, far side.
And a quick give up the middle. That's Keller, and Keller barrels his way for about 3 yards. That'll bring up a 3rd down. Inside 5 minutes now in this 3rd quarter. The Bearcats on top, 28-21 here in this Class A state championship game.
Take a quick look at 3rd down conversions by Kearney. They're 3 for 6 on the evening thus far. 4 for 10 for Westside. 3rd and 5 here. 3rd intermediate third intermediate conversion attempt.
Keller and Dring in the backfield. That's Cool in motion. And the fake. Thrown up top. Cool with the catch for the 1st down. Nice toss from Rousseau to Cool, who was in motion.
Picking off that seam again on that far side. And Kearney has exploited that all night. Well, not all night, but most of the night. Watch it here again as Rousseau. I really like this kid. I really like him.
That's to his right, too, gentlemen. Yeah. That's good pitch and catch.
Great catch by Cool over there, too. And he takes a smack afterwards.
There is a defense. You don't want to give up anything over, 33% on third down conversion. Right now, Kearney operating at 4 for 7.
This is speed.
First
right
and 10 on the 47. The ball given to Dring, and Dring rumbles down inside the 35-yard line to about the 32.
Yeah, he picked up over 1,100 yards this year, did Rustin Dring. And we got a flag down.
And it's going to come back. Holding called, and you can see it right there.
Good acting job. Maybe a little grab there. Didn't need to either. He wasn't going to make that play, was he, Adrian?
No, the speed was there. He was way by the play. Let's see if it's holding or blocking the back. It would look more like a block in the back there, if anything.
Anytime you see that jersey getting grabbed, though, go ahead and grab that wrist.
It is a holding.
Elliot Mizell was held. So that'll back him up, and now the first and 21.
Right,
one more look.
Yeah, right there. He just grabbed him. He grabbed his jersey and pulled him right back on a play. Mizell.
It's a tough reach block, too. He was doing an excellent job running the feet.
But again, he just didn't need to get involved because the play was by him already.
Trips wide right. Keller the lone back. Ball fumbled and bobbled by Rousseau, but he picks it back up and gets positive yardage out past the 40-yard line.
He's a heady player, isn't he? He just doesn't make very many mistakes.
He's good poise. Yeah, you're right, Damon. He's just. You talked about him earlier on today, and I was anxious to see the youngster play. And I love him on defense. I love him on offense.
Fortunate enough to get quite a little bit of look at film, and I was really impressed with number 9. He's a good player.
All-State as a junior was Rousseau.
As a linebacker.
That's right.
Yep.
So Rousseau back under center. Ring in motion on the option. Rousseau will keep. And this time he's not going anywhere. Nice hit there by Tim Beery. Beery in there along with other Warriors.
Looked like Trent Goodman also in there, one of their top tacklers for Westside this year. But excellent assignment football that time as they play their responsibilities and limit that play. That option play has been good for Kearney this year. But again, if you play your assignment on the option, provided you have the speed to fulfill that assignment, you can get the job done.
First time in a long time, and it hasn't been third and manageable. This is third in a while.
Third and 14. Rousseau will throw. He looks to his right where there was one lone receiver and tipped away at the last minute, and a nice tip away by number 25, Finicaro.
Good matchup. I'm enjoying this one. This is worth the price of admission to watch these two go at it. Two very good players.
Kearney had split 3 people out to the left side and wanted to isolate on Finicaro out there with, as you see there, number 19 Cody Kissel. They got the job done there, but Finicaro just a marvelous job on defense.
Tried to go back to that double move that they got him on earlier when the ball hit him in the helmet. Finicaro said, "Fool me once, but not twice."
So on 4th down, Millsap will kick it away. A nice angled punt by Millsap. Rolls near the 10-yard line, inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line where it'll be down. So Westside will take over deep in its own territory. On December 4th, NET Television presents the Creightons Building the Dream. This NET high-definition production takes a look at Omaha's Creighton family, the founders of Creighton University. Find out the impact this one family had on the development of Omaha. The Creightons Building the Dream premieres Monday, December 4th at 7 Central, only on NET1 and in high definition on NET HD.
Big moment of the game here for the Kearney defense.
You'll see the average starting position in the favor of the Bearcats. Carried by Okafor.
Westside 91 yards away. Now a little bit less than that, but a big moment for the Kearney defense here. A shutdown here maybe gives their offense good field position, but Westside has other plans. We know that.
Talked in the opening. Could Westside ride the horse named Colt? They're going to have to get that big right arm going. Right now, he's only 4 of 12. Going to have to get warmed up here.
They give to Okafor.
Oh my!
But what a play by Keller. Noah Keller breaks through there and drops Okafor for a loss.
Now Noah Keller is being looked at by Colorado State, Ohio, and KU, and that was a good look for all of those folks right there. This youngster just scraped into that seam and came up untouched, and excellent tackle to bring down Okafor.
When you run wide like that, you're playing into Keller's strength. He's very athletic, got good speed. Westside ought to think about going straight at him as opposed to sideline to sideline.
14 tackles a game he averages.
3rd down and 9. Anderson to throw. He'll pull it down. Under pressure. Flips it out and picked off. Picked off at the 20-yard line. Inside and in for the touchdown.
E.J. Gannon.
Gannon returns the interception for a touchdown, and the Bearcats have a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, he's picked off 3 in his this year for the Bearcats, and he's got number 4 right now. And guys, maybe one of the biggest, if not one of the biggest plays in his life here in the state finals for E.J. Gannon. E.J. Gannon, a senior defensive end, 6'2", 181.
This is definitely Westside's MO. Trailing going into the 4th quarter. It's going to take a monumental effort against a well-coached Kearney bunch.
So Gable with the extra point. That's through. Makes it 35-21. Kearney on top. One more look at the interception and return for a touchdown by E.J. Gannon, the senior.
Take a look at Colt Anderson trying to improvise here and make a play. I can see what he sees. His man's open here. Ball's just underthrown. Tough play to make on the run. Well, just underthrown here a little bit.
It's underthrown. That pressure that was coming in. Believe me, he understands that the pressure was there. Excellent lockdown field by Joey Rousseau that made the play go. Look at this. Look at this.
It's not good for that old left shoulder, is it?
Let's go down to the field to John Bishop. John.
You know, Damon, you're exactly right, because the play was right there. Beery kind of broke away and had about 5 yards on the defender, but the problem was he just did not put enough oomph on the ball. You know, he's a pretty tall kid and he's got a great arm, but sometimes you can overestimate your throwing just a little bit, and I think in this case he underestimated just where his target was. Great athletic play by Kearney, and now it's all of a sudden a 2-score lead. First time tonight.
I'm going to give Kearney a little bit of props there, because what do we have here? Gas to get here, 35 tickets, 24 next, 755. Watching my older brother play in the state championship game is priceless. That's E.J. Gannon's brother. That's awesome.
That's a great job by a camera crew to find that. That's nice.
But I'm going to defer to the Kearney defense and say the reason that ball was thrown the way it was because the defense put the pressure on it. Here we go again, man.
Kyle Freeze with the return out past the 40-yard line. So Westside not done yet by any stretch. Still 27 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the state high school football or volleyball championships, log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can call 1-800-868-1868. It's a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports.
Well, I tell you what, Westside, we talked about their modus operandi. They're living by the sword, dying by the sword. Will playing catch-up cost them this one last time?
Down by 14 with just 27 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Anderson will go up top again. Pump fake. Now goes long, looking for Freeze. Freeze turned around and can't get to it. Nice coverage out there by Alex Larson.
And one thing Kearney understands, and Damon, we talked about the strong arm of Colt Anderson. There's still a lot of time left in the ball game, no doubt about that. And the kind of arm he has, you know, it's quick strike at any time from anywhere on the field. As ball's thrown way off the mark there.
Again, good coverage. I'll tell you, teams like Omaha North that had them down in the quarterfinals with a chance to win that game, kind of kicking themselves a little bit. And Westside found a way to win that one again. Westside last week.
Anderson tries the screen, couldn't do it. Escapes the sack and flips it out there. Ball popped up in the air and incomplete. Boy, a dangerous throw once again by Anderson.
Primed for a huge collision right there as everybody was going sideways and crossways and straight up and down the field on the play.
I tell you, that's a wonder there's no ineligible man downfield. They're trying to set up the screen here. He buys some time, and none of these linemen release downfield, obviously. I trust the Zebras, but hard to believe nobody crossed the line of scrimmage there.
E.J. Gannon grabbing onto that towel, trying to pull him down by his towel.
And Cody Kissel also. Kissel's been around the football a lot tonight, guys. We talked about him being the lockdown cover man earlier, and certainly has been around the football.
This bracket coverage at the bottom of the picture here.
Up top again. Incomplete again, just a little short by Anderson.
Had the coverage there. They had the pressure up the middle that time on Cole Anderson, and the ball is going to be kicked away. So the Kearney defense, guys, answers. They answer well.
A little too predictable there as Kearney got in that nickel package. They had that thing well defensed.
4th down and 10. Westside will kick it away, trailing by 2 touchdowns as time ticks away in the fourth quarter, or third quarter.
Interesting alignment here.
And it will be punted away. Taken by Kissel. Kissel out around the right side. Kissel out to the 40. So the return by Kissel as he hobbles off after returning it to the 40. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 35-21, Kearney shooting for its first ever state championship. We'll be back at Memorial Stadium.
Some people tell me it's just a game, but it's more than that, at least to me. It's years of playing catch with my dad and friends in the backyard. It's a drawer full of jerseys and a lifetime of loving the game.
The Nebraska Public Power District congratulates every player and coach who plays the game safely, with spirit, integrity, and pride. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. Together with your local public power utility.
NET Sports coverage of the 2006 Nebraska High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybean.unl.edu. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. And by the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. And back at Memorial Stadium, start of the fourth quarter, Bearcats on top with the ball and up by 2 touchdowns. Back in the game, Vinny Molina. That tailback spot, the give will be to Molina. He picks his way through there, spins out. We have a flag and a holding call.
Yeah, that was pretty blatant there. He spun him around backwards.
Holding will go against Kearney, so it'll back him up.
Not to signal prematurely. I don't want to steer you wrong.
I listen to you, David.
Careful.
That is, I believe, Kissel right there. Cody Kissel.
Can you believe none of us have noticed that?
Hamstring.
Yep.
There's a lot of peroxide going down on that Kearney sideline.
Well, we saw the Mohawks earlier today, and now we're seeing the blonde hair. And I think I prefer the blonde hair to the Mohawk, though, quite frankly.
I was really hoping to get a look at Justin Smith's haircut. I thought, see the coach get that Mohawk. And
maybe he dyed it blonde, too.
That's right. 1st and 18 in the give. Molina.
Same play other way. They're on the side.
Well, they're pulling people from the right side that time. They pulled their guard over there, Allen, and seeing it right here again. The center and the guard both. Edwards, that's the tackle, I beg your pardon, and Allen pulled them up and led that play up in the hole, and a nice little gain right there, about a little over 4 yards. Let's go down to John.
Cody Kissel on that last punt return. It kind of looked like an awkward slide from across the field, and sure enough, they've got the ice wrapped around looks like his left hamstring, and they pulled the crutches out, and he's hobbling around back here. A couple of teammates have come over and given him a pat on the back for encouragement, but this could be a pretty devastating loss, at least for the fourth quarter, because Kissel's a pretty big part of their offense, but right now it does not look good for him coming back into this game.
Their leading receiver on the year, one of their top tacklers, and also one of their top interception people, Cody Kissel. So that'll be a huge blow if he's not back in the ball game with him.
Westside without not as much oomph and snap breaking that huddle. Now you wonder if fatigue is starting to set in here.
Molina on that last carry for a first down. So 1st and 10 inside Westside territory.
Trap.
Give right up the middle. Keller with the carry, and Keller barrels his way near another first down, a gain of 9.
Can make it 2nd down and right around a yard to go. Nice place on the field to maybe take a shot here. Watch Keller here. He's going to drag people.
Straight ahead veer.
Yeah, right over Edwards and right over Allen on that right side. And those people are blocking very, very well over there in particular. Kyle Edwards, a great game blocking tonight for Kearney.
Brian Cisneros, you saw stretching out those hamstrings.
It's a cool night, but you got to think the players are fairly warm down there. They've been running around here for quite a bit.
2nd down 1 from the 36. Molina in the backfield along with Keller. The give to Molina. Molina will have the first down, and that's about it. A gain of 2. Down to the 35-yard line. I tell you guys, for a sophomore, this Molina looks very good.
Yeah, you got to like the kid. Not very big, as we said, 5'6", 163, but very shifty, very good on his feet, great balance, good vision. He needs about a 8-inch crease in the line to go.
I tell you, you get at the point now, you see guys kind of hobbling off here for Westside, and they're either got to be thinking turnover or get this 3 and out. They need the football back.
That's Coley O'Neill walking off the field with the assistance of some trainers. There O'Neill comes off. He's a linebacker. So another first down, 1st and 10 Kearney.
Just waiting that clock to go down to 12, 10, 9, 8, 7.
Give one more time, Molina.
A lot of hands stripping at that football.
Yeah.
Molina strong with the football, even though he's a little guy.
Ball security is so vital any time of the ball game, but especially now. You've got a 14-point lead and into the 8-minute category in the 4th quarter here down. You just don't give the football up. Don't fumble. Don't throw the interception. So you break it again here and see what 2nd down will bring.
2nd and 9. Rousseau with a pitch to Molina. Molina on the left side finds room, keeps his feet and inside the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. He'll be a few yards shy and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the tackle over there, Eli Clifford, number 68 for Kearney. He makes this play go. Well, they're really blocking well up front on both sides of the line this time. Clifford on that left side.
I think that size is starting to take its toll a little bit on that side of the line. Kearney, the body language is Kearney, back padding and clapping it up, and Westside kind of trying to shake the cobwebs off here.
Inside 8 minutes left in the game. The give up the middle, Keller.
That's good strength.
And Keller barrels forward and just inside the 25-yard line, good enough for a first down.
Yeah, that's power. That's power on the play. And watch the tacklers here. That's Eisnagel, and you just got to drive through. And the reason he could not drive through is he just got his feet in a bad position. He just got everything underneath his body and no leverage at all. And Keller able to drive forward and get the first down.
The big picture, guys, what that means is about another 3 minutes minimum that are going to tick off the clock here.
We'll get it into that 10.5-minute rule here pretty soon, David.
Inside the 25, 1st and 10, Molina again. And Kearney will just pound it away. Watch that clock tick away, up by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, Joey Rousseau, the quarterback, he'll come out next time around. He'll have that play, and he'll watch the time clock as Brandon Kuhl's going to talk to his quarterback, head coach Brandon Kuhl. Talk to his quarterback now, but he'll watch that time clock go down and run as much time off as he can.
And there's Rousseau.
See what he does here. It's 12 on the clock, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. He'll be ready to go down. 6, he'll go.
One more time, Molina up the middle. Molina at the 15-yard line. That'll be about a half yard short of a first down. Bring up third down and less than 1.
At Westside's got to, you know, they're throwing out all the stops. So you see them come on the blitz. They're through the A and the B gaps. Good lead block by Keller. That's a stalemate. That's a win for the offense. And Molina, like he has been all night, finding holes. Westside trying to sell out and bring pressure.
And with a back like Molina, you really don't even have to sustain the block that long. You just have to get in the defender's way so he doesn't have an opportunity to get at Molina. That's Keller. Keller did a great job on the block. There's see Molina 106 yards on the night.
Westside needs a stop, less than 1, and on the sneak, Rousseau pushes forward, and he has enough for the first down. You see the hands on the hips, Damon?
Oh, yeah.
Of Westside, they are beginning to feel it.
It's a long drive. They got to be well into the 6-minute mark here with this drive.
They started this drive with 12 minutes left in the game, so, yeah. Started back 40-yard line, and
you don't see that a lot at this level where teams can sustain a drive like this without really having to throw the football either. Just methodical and mowing them down here.
Drive just turned into 6 minutes and counting now, as we'll see the clock go down again to about 4.
Molina again, right behind Keller. Molina keeps his feet and gets to the 10-yard line. A gain of 4 for Vinny Molina. There's Brandon Cool. blocks somebody. I think we all read that, huh?
He's still coaching, up 14
That's
with
right.
5:30 to play, and he's as fired up as he was when it started.
Well, we're getting into that 5-minute territory, as I always like to talk about. My little personal observation in the football game with the leads and minutes.
Right now, as you see, a 12-play drive. It's chewed up 6:30 of the clock. Molina stopped there right at the 10 for no gain. And that'll bring up a third down and 7.
Stopped by Hall that time, number 22 for Westside, just coming up on the stuff that time out of his spot there in the secondary. Good job, very good job. He sold out and shut the play down. The 4:52 now.
And an interesting call choice coming up for Cool. 3rd and 7. Do you grind it away, chew clock, or do you try to go for the throat, get the first down?
They got to keep it on the ground.
Well, their field goal kicker is Josh Gable. He's 9 for 12 in the year.
And Damon's right, on the ground. Molina keeps his feet, though, and Molina dives near the first down. I think they're going to spot it just short, about a half-yard short, but a nice job by Molina inside the 5.
Yeah, and an opportunity to burn more time now as you'll see Molina. Keller going to lead up there, find somebody to knock down.
Adrian, did you say he was 163 or 263?
Right. Yeah.
He's running like a 263 to 263 pounder. Nobody can tackle the guy
right there. They're going for the jugular.
Yeah, this game's under control now. It has been at the 5-minute mark with that lead. You're pretty well under control.
And Dring back into the game at the I-back, the bigger back. And Westside jumps. It'll be a first down, Bearcats.
Yeah, automatic. As you saw Eric Hagan just upset with himself like you can't believe he anticipated the snap wrongly and encroached, and that's it.
Well, the last time Kearney was in a state title game, it was 1922. One more look.
A great discipline by Kearney. Holding their water, as we like to say. Never knew where that derived from, but I know that I use it from time to time.
So 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Sticks it in there. Dring with the touchdown.
There's the personification of second effort right there. Wow. Dring just takes the handoff and pops once, takes the back step, goes in.
So Rustin Dring sticks it in there for the touchdown, and Kearney has a 20-point commanding lead with 3:30 left in the game.
3 touchdowns tonight for Dring.
And the kick off the crossbar and no good, so the lead will stay at 20, 41-21. Flag on the field.
Looked like Kearney was standing up, but I think they're going to get it. got to be a little bit of procedure. Those guys weren't even in their stance.
15 plays, 60-yard drive, 8 minutes and 30 seconds used up.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Procedure.
Yeah, they were false start. A couple guys that are still in their 2-point stance there.
So it happened before the snap. So fortunate for Kearney, they'll get one more shot at it. So Josh Gable will kick for the extra point. This time it's blocked. So the extra point blocked. And it's 41-21, Kearney in command and about ready to win their first ever state high school football championship.
Much drag here on the effort. Tremendous blocking up front. Pops once, backed up, and let's go again.
That's too easy when your right guard doesn't have to block anybody. He stood in the end zone and waited for his back to come join him.
There's a look at that scoring drive. 8 minutes and 30 seconds ticked off the clock. 15 plays, 60 yards, and that's 8.5 off of a fourth quarter clock, which is so crucial.
Yeah.
Well, it's time now to take a look at the Nebraska high school football trivia. Here is the question. He was a 3-sport high school athlete at McCook High. He was an all-stater in football, basketball tournament player, and a track standout. Of course, he'll always be remembered for his hard running in the 71 game of the century. As a Nebraska football player, he won 2 national titles. Who is this McCook native and the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame winner? Well, obviously, Jeff Kearney. That's where we referred to the jerseys being tore away.
Not very smart.
That's right.
I knew that one.
Congratulations to Jeff.
John Prather won it.
And to John.
John Prather, the winner. John and Jeff both. That's right.
Yeah.
John Prather from Omaha.
Jeff,
He, the first to email in.
Jeff, a teammate of mine years and years ago. Sophomore year when he did all that stuff for us, and then his senior year when he did all the stuff for the 71 team.
Right.
Terrific football player. You know, he started out as a wide receiver.
Jeff Kearney.
Yeah, receiver.
Really?
And in spring ball, they flipped him over to, said, we think maybe running back's where you ought to be.
Somebody made a good move.
Great choice.
Fell into that one.
I think he was a quarterback in high school, as I recall, but here we go.
Well, Josh Gable kicks it away. That'll be taken at the 5. And brought out past the 30-yard line. And taken down at about the 33. Let's go down to John Bishop on the field. John.
Well, guys, a fantastic drive by Kearney to essentially clinch the state championship. And one of the cogs in that drive is that gentleman right there, number 55. That's Tyler Allen. Tyler's got a very special story because his father has been on a waiting list at UNMC for the last 2 years waiting for a liver transplant. I talked to Tyler's mom, Charlene, and Brian Allen, the father, has not been able to come to many games this year because of the conditions. Well, tonight they got a little bit of help, and he's up watching the game in a skybox, staying warm and watching his son help the Bearcats to their first state championship.
Heartwarming story. We certainly wish Tyler and his dad and mom and family the best. What a great game Tyler had and a nice drive on that last touchdown.
Yeah, he's come in to really play well here in the second half. Brian Hagert, a bit of a problem with an injury, and Tyler able to come in and really do a great job on that right side, he and Kyle Edwards. And we certainly hope his dad, Brian, can get some help here soon and take care of his medical emergency in a sense.
And that give for a first down out to about the 45-yard line to Okafor.
I think that puts him over the 160-yard mark. It's not often you see a back that gets 25 carries and well over 100 yards in a losing effort. That's extremely telling just how dominant Kearney was here in the second half.
Okafor averaging 5 yards per carry. Back to passes Anderson. He's pressured. Slips the tackle, gets outside. And he falls down just inbounds, so the clock will keep ticking away as we are inside 2:50. I'll be sure to join us tomorrow morning for the Class C1 state championship. It all kicks off at 10:30 a.m. as the Auburn Bulldogs take on the Valentine Badgers. We have complete coverage of all the 2006 Nebraska State High School football championship games right here on NET and NETHD, Nebraska's home for sports. And we had a flag on the field.
Those numbers you talked about, Okafor, 159 yards total, but 133 came in the first half. So essentially just 26 yards rushing here in the second half. And again, testament to that defense, that Kearney defense. They really stepped up well here in the second half.
Well, I tell you, I don't think they've had the ball very much either, Adrian. So kind of a combination of both. That offense has been on the sidelines in spectator mode.
And that flag was on the Kearney sideline, a sideline violation. So first down for Westside, thrown deep downfield, and that will be picked off. Interception by Kearney. Rustin Dring again with the pick.
Take a look at Colt Anderson there. It's his second interception on the night. That puts him at about 4 of 17 passing. Not the way that gutsy senior wanted to go out. That's a tough loss for a kid that's played so well all year.
You bet, and you know, the circumstances of the game sometimes dictate that play right there, because you know they got to throw the ball to make it work and get it going, and you're poised and ready to intercept, because you know the ball is going to be there in the air. And so Dring picks one off.
Can't stress enough how impressed I am with Kearney's coaching staff. With all due respect to Westside, I enjoy their staff too, but these guys were well prepared. You take a look and get the vantage points that we can see from the booth. Their coverage has been sound, their technique has been sound, and their resiliency. I mean, that is a direct reflection from the top, and Coach Kuhl is to be commended. His team has responded all night from bell to bell.
I like it because Kearney came out. They were behind at halftime. They gave up that score just before the half, and they dealt with that, talked it over at halftime, and came out and played with just a committed vengeance in the second half, and really torqued it up, shutting out Westside here in the second half while they went on a scoring binge themselves and scored 27 points.
And 2 touchdowns, 8 in the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the second half, when you really needed it. You just given up the late touchdown. You needed to come out and do something, and they stick it in the end zone twice. One of those, of course, off the turnover.
Yeah, and you know, when you do that to the other team, Larry, it really just kind of flips over in your helmet. And they did. They made a statement not only once but twice, and that really seemed to turn the tide of this whole game there early in the third.
So 1st and 10 for the Kearney Bearcats as they lead by 20 late in the fourth quarter, and they will just keep it on the ground and chew up that clock. That carry by Rustin Dring out to about the 13-14 yard line. And a timeout by Westside. Well, we've been encouraging you all evening to email us and tell us what you think about NET's coverage of state high school championship football, and you can contact us at NET Sports at sports@netnebraska.org. Shoot us an email and we might read it on the air. In fact, here's one. Thanks big time for your coverage of the high school football championship games. Commentary is fair and balanced and professionally phrased. As they say, you done good. That's from Merlin Wright in Wayne, Nebraska. Well, thanks very much, Merlin. We certainly appreciate that. And we encourage you to drop us an email at sports@netnebraska.org, and we'll try to read those on the air.
Just glad we don't have to make that kind of stuff up.
That's right. So 2nd down and 8 is already chews away the clock. To give one more time to Dring, and Dring out past the 15 to about the 16-yard line. And the clock now inside 2 minutes, and Westside will take timeout one more time.
Well, we thought it would be a burner, and it was for a while. And actually, I never really got a full sense that Westside was out of this game, because you just cannot get that sense when you have a quarterback like Colt Anderson who can throw the ball about 9 miles with that great stored arm. You got a guy like Collins Okafor that can just turn it up and go with his 4.5 speed. That's 4.5 electronic, by the way. So in the old days, it was handheld, and that would put him at about a 4.3 or thereabouts. So when you have that kind of a physical talent on your football team, you're never too far away from getting your team back in the game. But Kearney really, you tip your hat to them, and they're going to go home and represent outstate Nebraska with a championship.
Scary thing is, if you're Westside, take a look at their roster. They're going to be almost probably equally as good next year. It'll be a nice year, I think, for the Metro Conference.
So now 3rd down and 6 for the Bearcats. Ball's at the 16, the fake give. It'll be a keep. Rousseau tries to get outside, but just falls to the turf.
I tell you, high school sports has become a reflection of professional sports, where you better bring your A game every game. Lots of parity and balance in high school football. Got some new faces in the finals this year, and Western Nebraska's well represented by this bunch. Well represented.
Brandon Cool, one of those people that, look at him, he's really fired up. Minute and 43 and a 20-point lead, and Brandon is still fired up and going.
I tell you, I got a good sense from him leaving that coaching interview. That's not often that I leave a conversation with guys after just a couple of minutes and you say, you know what, I really like that guy. But he was extremely candid and honest. And, you know, the coaches that are transparent are those coaches that seem to do well.
He's very matter of fact. You get a sense of where he stands. There's really not too much middle ground there.
Better hurry, get off the field. You don't want a penalty flag there, Coach.
So Westside has taken its final time out of the game, and now Kearney will kick it away, but we have flags on the field. False start again against Kearney. Settle back Kearney up, and they'll punt one more time. 1:42 left here in this Class A state championship. We've said throughout the night the Kearney Bearcats have never won a state football championship. But in about 1 minute and 42 seconds, they will be state champs. And now Kearney will take a timeout. Brandon Cool wants to come out and talk to his group. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game or any of the state high school football or volleyball championships, you can log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can call us at 1-800-868-1868. It's of course a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports.
I've got a question for you guys. If let's say that Brandon walks off the field and he's not off in time to, they snap it. Is that too many men on the field?
I tell you, he's probably so ecstatic right now he could care less.
If I was a punter, I'd just rear up and throw him a pass if he's over there and see what happens.
Be about the only thing they've done wrong in the second half.
So now 4th and 15, and into kick it away is Blake Millsap. Millsap gets it away.
He's a good punter.
Boy, back near midfield. And it's taken by Dobman. Dobman has some room. We have a flag.
Let's hope he gets
a problem. Yeah, that's a real problem there.
I think he saw that one coming.
Number 40, that's Graham Talbotser. Just got clocked on the return. That's why the flag came out. Good thing he's okay.
Got up and walked off. We'll take one more look.
Drew Dobman got ahead right. Good speed here.
Yeah. I think the landing was worse than the takeoff here. I think it's that part right there that hurts. That looked pretty clean. He might have had his head in front.
The head in front and shoulder pad in front. That's very close.
We're just getting ready to say something nice about those referees still wearing the old school attire, not going to the new look like those NFL refs.
That's right.
No, I can't say anything good about them.
Well, you can say something good.
Well, you like the new look by those
I do like the new look, absolutely. Yeah.
Nice sleek look.
Like a softball player.
Yeah, that's right. Anderson scrambles, rears back and fires. Very near the line of scrimmage, pass incomplete. Still trying to put one in here. Is Anderson going to the air?
Oh yeah, you never stop.
120, absolutely.
Always compete.
Not.
Go right up to the end. That's why they're on the field. That's why they do what they do. That's why an athlete competes.
Interesting year in Class A next year. There's a lot of young talent should be another fun year.
2nd and 10. Anderson drops back.
Johnny on the spot.
That's a great play by Keller again.
Right around the edge, but picked up by Okafor. And Okafor gains about a yard after the ball was stripped from behind by Noah Keller.
Well, speed is his game, isn't it? When you allow him to go up the field and sideline to sideline, he is at his best. A good stunt here. We lost just a bit of it. He looped outside on a nice twister and got free.
Now Anderson back to pass again. He'll go deep downfield looking for Freeze, and Freeze pulls it in and dives down at about the 1-yard line. A fumble, live ball fumble picked up by Kearney, and a touchback. Freeze with a great grab inside the 5, and then he fumbles and recovered by the Bearcats.
How apropos.
I don't know how that ball got through there, but it did, and I guess this is just not a night for the Westside Warriors, especially here in the second half.
Take a look at the replay booth. Yeah. I'm not for sure that he wasn't down here.
Let's see here.
Drew Tickle was there to pick it up. One more look here.
Is that face guarding?
No. Face guarding, no.
Oh, that's his own player.
Yeah, his own teammate played it out. It's either got to be pass interference, Damon, or nothing. Face guarding is not an issue.
Well, Freeze made the catch. Paul Siebold wanted him to hand it to him. So he tried to get the ball in to get it into the end zone. Trying to make a play. And it's recovered by Drew Tickle. And here's Brandon Gould. He's a little bit excited.
Nothing like the exuberance of a state championship to pop you right up to the top, and the congratulations, Brandon Gould.
And Rousseau will kneel on it. And he may have to kneel one more time.
No doubt who my MVP is. Number 9 played a well of a game on both sides of the ball.
Joey Rousseau. And one more kneel, and that will do it.
His partner in crime wasn't too bad in the second half either, was he, Adrian?
No, you bet. Keller did a great job. I think I'm going to vote for Kyle Edwards, actually. 51, the right tackle. He played a great game over there. That running game goes because of what he's doing along with Haggard and Allen over there. Nice work.
And time runs out, and Brandon Kuhl has led Kearney to a state championship. The Bearcats, with their first ever state title, Bearcats are the Class A state champions.
That's a tough picture right there. That's the one you don't want to see.
John Sorrell just not happy. Still down on the field. There he is. So tough.
They call that the agony of defeat.
Sorrell, a senior, and he knows that he won't have a chance like this again ever, and tough to see it go. But, hey, John, you had a great year. You had an undefeated season, and just ran into a bit of a problem here tonight, but great year.
Both teams showing class. Westside already lined up to shake hands. Kearney waiting to celebrate until they show that good sportsmanship. Just two well-coached teams. They did things the right way out here tonight.
You just saw Sam Eisnagel in the picture too. He played a great game over there, that left side, a left guard, and on defense tonight. And Taylor Foss, Larry, you talked about him earlier.
Yep. So the final, the Bearcats 41, the Warriors 21. Kearney with its first ever state championship. We'll be back with the medal presentation in just a moment.
Programming on NET television is provided in part by Education Quest Foundation. For over 20 years, Education Quest has provided free college planning resources to help students search colleges, search for scholarships, complete financial aid applications, and learn more about student loans. Education Quest is located in Kearney, Lincoln, and Omaha. Appointments available at 800-666-3721.
This program is brought to you by the Nebraska Soybean Checkoff. Soy biodiesel is a soy-based, clean-burning, renewable fuel that can be blended with petroleum diesel to reduce America's dependence on foreign oil. Soy biodiesel, making a difference for Nebraska's soybean farmers and you.
The headaches were changing my daily routine.
Migraines caused Karen to see a neurologist who recommended a prescription.
I didn't want the drugs, and that's when she said to start walking. And so I started walking, and I haven't had a headache since. I'm a lot healthier than I was, and I can accomplish a lot more because I feel better. I just let Blue Cross Blue Shield know that I was living proof that walking does work.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska.
The blues are good for you.
Hi, Kevin Kugler and Adrian Fiala inviting you to join us for Big Red Wrap-Up.
Kevin, our guest will be sports writer Lee Barfnick from the Omaha World Herald.
Join us Tuesday, November 28th for Big Red Wrap-Up here on NET, Nebraska's home for sports.
NET Sports coverage of the 2006 Nebraska State High School Football Championships are brought to you in part by the Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. By the Nebraska Soybean Board, encouraging the use of renewable biodiesel fuels for a healthier environment. For information, nesoybean.unl.edu. By Blue Cross Blue Shield of Nebraska, the Blues are good for you. And by the Education Quest Foundation, improving access to college through scholarships, grants, and college planning services. Well, the Kearney Bearcats are state champs in Class A. They win it over Omaha Westside tonight. The final 41-21 after being down 21-14 at the break. They come out and shut down Westside. Let's go to public address announcer Rich Broderson for the presentation of the medals. Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association is honored to have medals and trophies for both of these outstanding teams. The award presentations will be made by NSAA Board of Control members Max Kroger from Ord, Dr. Bob Resnicek from Omaha Westside, and U.S. Bank Representative Karen Nelson. Here are the awards for Class A runner-up, Omaha Westside High School. Will head coach Marty Kaufman and your assistants please come to the sideline stage to present the silver medals to the members of your team. Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, John Sorrell. Number 2, Matt Wells. Number 3, Christian Borksdale. Number 4, Greg Thompson. Number 4, Dan Bedrosky. Number 5, Toby Hansen. Number 6, Stephen Ward. Number 6, Mark Ackerman. Number 10, Coley O'Neill. Number 11, Kyle Freeze. Number 12, Tab Berger. Number 13, Colt Anderson. Number 14, Ron Kellogg. Number 16, Tucker Milliken. Number 17, Andrew Dare. Number 18, Jeff Endrice. Number 20, Collins Okafor. Number 21, Paul Siebold. Number 22, Ty Hall. Number 23, Cameron Hens. Number 24, Brett Orso. Number 25, Will Finicaro. Number 30, Trent Goodman. Number 32, Tim Beery. Number 33, William Matoyer. Number 34, Andrew Linnefelter. Number 34, Calvin Martin. Number 36, Zane Brent. Number 40, Paul Coyne. Number 41, Aaron Anderson. Number 42, Chris Knudsen. Number 43, Alec Reneski. Number 45, Jory Goldstrom. Number 50, Andrew Elliott Meisel. Number 51, Otis Seals. Number 53, Joe Sortino. Number 54, Justin Wiles. Number 56, Eric Hagan. Number 57, Dylan Flutt. Number 60, Gabriel Freeman. Number 61, Nick Herbeck. Number 63, Dan Collier. Number 65, Matt Burns. Number 66, Conrad Newell. Number 68, Jason Leahy. Number 69, Mike Finley. Number 70, Mike Shear. Number 71, Michael Perry. Number 72, Nick Brow. Number 74, Max Tomset. Number 76, Jake Lickert. Number 78, Louis D'Alba. Number 80, Kyle O'Grady. Number 81, Paul Scally. Number 82, Travis Brizendine. Number 83, Damon Bechtold. Number 84, Drew Dahman. Number 85, Ben DeVries. Number 86, Alex Gold. Number 88, Jake Van Lint. Number 87, Tom Struble. And number 89, Dan Nelson. And now, here is the 2006 Class A runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Omaha Westside High School.
12-0 regular season, ended through the playoffs, losing here in the state championship game to the Kearney Bearcats, and Marty Kaufman and his club to be congratulated on just a fantastic season.
Yeah, their fifth final in their career or history at Westside, Larry, and nothing to be ashamed of, guys. I know it
doesn't feel so fantastic now, does it?
No,
Yeah.
it really doesn't.
Nope.
It's tough, but you know, in a couple of days it'll feel much better, and they'll understand that They had a very, very good year, a perfect year right up until now, and not many teams are able to do that, Larry and Damon. And you know, just savor it. Right now, they're very dejected, as you can see right there.
Yep.
But it'll get better. A couple of days. Great job, great year, Marty Kaufman. Congratulations in his 4th year at Westside.
Well, you can't tell them now, but it's really in 10 or 15 years when they really begin to appreciate how far they came and what a terrific season it was. Well, now for the presentation of the championship medals, let's go back to the public address announcer, Rich Broderson.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, to the champions from Kearney High School. First, head coach Brandon Kuhl, we have a special award for you. Now, coach, would you and your assistants hand out the gold medals to the members of your championship team? Players, as your name is called, please come forward to receive your medal. Number 1, Corbin Graham. Number 2, Blake Millsap. Number 3, Chandler Clutie. Number 5, Chad Byrne. Number 8, Jordan Moncrief. Number 9, Joey Russo. Number 10, Zach Fulmer. Number 11, Nate Blonchek.
So proud of you.
Number 12, E.J. Gannon. Number 15, Jarrett Johnston. Number 17, Mike Weaver. Number 18, Colby Payne. Number 19, Cody Kissel. Number 20, Drew Tickle. Number 23, Vinny Molina. Number 24, Noah Keller. Number 27, Brian Cisneros. Number 28, Logan Best. Number 30, Rustin Dring. Number 33, Jack Chatlin. Number 35, Jason Peterson. Number 40, Josh Gable. Number 42, Brady Roeder. Number 44, Graham Talbotser. Number 45, Josh Mead. Number 46, John Omeyer. Number 50, Tyler Shockey. Number 51, Kyle Edwards. Number 52, Levi Timko. Number 53, Nate Tinkham. Number 54, Nolan Johnson. Number 55, Tyler Allen. Number 56, Keith Bickford. Number 58, Gage Mall. Number 59, Nick Hancock.
Medina, good job, big boy.
Number 63, Anthony Medina. Number 64, Derek Wilkie. Number 66, Greg Johnston. Number 68, Eli Clifford. Number 69, Brian Haggart. Number 70, Sam Eisnagel. Number 71, Mitch Snyder. Number 74, Taylor Foss. Number 76, Mike Schaefer. Number 78, Clayton Brown. Number 79, Donald Roeder. Number 84, Marcus Cool. Number 85, Stephen Harris. Number 89, Colt Graff. And number 91, Alex Larson.
I'm so proud of you, big boy. So proud of you.
And now, for these outstanding athletes and their school, here is the 2006 Class A State Football Championship Trophy. Congratulations, Kearney High School.
Well, there's something special about that first one, and this is the first ever state championship for the Kearney Bearcats. And if you didn't know better just by looking at them, you'd think that was Oakland Craig or something, the Swedish community.
Oh, wow. Nice play right there. I like it. Yeah. He's creative.
Oh my. But what, like I said earlier on, nothing like youthful exuberance, and we're seeing it right there. And all of the blonde hair notwithstanding, it's a pretty incredible sight. But there's the Kearney backers, and they're happy. Big paw print there on the right-hand side, and a lot of good things going on down there right now.
12-1 on the season. They finish it out and come in here and really dominate this second half, Damon. They down 21-14 going in, and the Warriors scored late and come out, and within 2.5 minutes they put 2 touchdowns on the board, and it was really not in question after that. I mean, we always thought that Westside would come back, but they never mounted that run.
Absolutely, a little role reversal. Westside had been the team that had been the better second half team all season long and had been able to make adjustments, but it was Kearney that quickly on that opening drive, we talked about that first 2 or 3 minutes being telling, and they took all of 49 seconds, if I remember correctly,
right,
to answer that dinner bell. So congratulations to Kearney.
And it's the first ever state championship once again for the Kearney Bearcats. And we talked about it off the top, about making the West proud, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, Larry, the only loss they had this year was to Millard South, but they got them back in the semifinals, and they beat them in overtime. Again, as we talked about at the top of the show, Millard South was number 1 at the time. They were undefeated at the time, and Kearney rallied to beat them in overtime and step here into the final. So maybe it was meant to be, guys. I'm not sure, but they certainly made sure themselves tonight by a sterling performance in the third quarter, scoring those 2 quick TDs and then that long touchdown drive, that 8-minute and 30-second touchdown drive that basically put this game out of reach.
And that was an impressive drive when they knew they had the lead, and if they could just continue to get first downs, and converted a couple of third downs in there, big third downs, and some really tough running by the sophomore Vinny Molina during that drive. Very impressive, not only team, but Molina for a sophomore, I thought very impressive. 114 yards rushing for Molina.
Molina had 45 yards rushing at the break, and then ended up with 114, as you said. So he came on well and came on strong in the second half.
And there's that state championship trophy. The Kearney Bearcats will take it home to Kearney. And let's head down to John Bishop on the field. John.
Well, as you can expect, it's a mob scene down here. These guys are really hooping it up this first state championship. First off, Coach, 27 unanswered points. You know that we talked to you right at the end of that first half. It was very frustrating, but you kept it very cool. What'd you tell the kids at halftime?
I think the key part was we had to make a couple of adjustments that they were not doing in that after the first couple series up on the board, and then defensively, the key part was just keeping our offense on the field because Westside has a very potent offense. And it's just one of those situations where we're able to establish the run, move the chains a little bit, keep a hold of the football, and just play Bearcat style.
Joey, tell us about that last drive. You really grounded out and basically took this game out of reach.
Yeah, the last drive was an amazing drive by our team. Our line did a tremendous job. Our receivers downfield did a great job blocking. The drive was awesome. It cut out about 8 minutes, I think, of time. Yeah. It just great job by our offensive line and receivers blocking and just keeping Westside off the field because their offense is so good.
Noah, the second half, it was all you. You didn't have a shot. And really, Westside didn't really have anything going. You got a couple of big turnovers. And tell us about how you slowed down Okafor.
We knew that our game plan coming in was if we could slow down Okafor, then we'd be able to key more on their passing game. And that's what we did. We were able to shut him down, and we've got the best defense in the state, the best rush defense in the state. And along from that, beside that long run, I mean, we were able to keep him bottled up, and it worked great.
Who's in charge of the dye jobs on this team?
Oh, right here. Right there.
You started it?
Yep, right here. Me and Logan Best.
Now, Coach, does this mean it's your turn?
No comment. No comment.
You're lucky. Come on, you're lucky he's happy. First state championship, you got to do it, don't you?
We're just going to enjoy it, and we'll worry about all that other stuff later.
Guys, congratulations. That's going to be about the happiest 2.5-hour bus ride I can think of.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Congratulations again.
Appreciate your coverage.
He artfully dodged that question, did he not?
Great stuff, just great stuff. And Brandon Gould, congratulations. And all of the Bearcats from Kearney and their great fans that showed up. A wonderful night for them. But what a way to celebrate the Kearney football team, their first state championship ever.
I think I ought to go blonde. What do you think?
Yeah.
I could use a little karma. I mean, I've got enough hair.
You could just barely see it.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we might as well do that.
Always go to the goatee.
That's a great idea. Well, if you'd like a DVD of this game, or, if we make a DVD of Damon going blonde, or any state high school football or volleyball championships, you can log on to netnebraska.org and click on Shop NET, or you can call right there. 800-868-1868. It's a memory that will last for years to come. NET is Nebraska's home for sports. And don't forget, tomorrow morning, Class C1. It's the Auburn Bulldogs taking on the Valentine Badgers in a Class C1 battle for a state championship. That's tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Then we'll wrap things up tomorrow evening with the Class B state championship. Well, another state championship handed out. That's now 4, and Kearney takes home their first ever. We had a couple of firsts in the state championships.
You bet, Larry. Good to see it happen, and you just can't say good enough things about Kearney and also the Westside Warriors and Marty Kaufman. Marty Kaufman was a K-State grad, so a UNK grad, or K-State, Kearney State, quite a few years ago, but. Marty, you could join in the process too if you'd like with that sheepskin from Kearney State. So, guys, great evening, great day of football, and great to work with both of you.
Well, thanks very much, Adrian, and thank you for joining us. Once again, it's the Kearney Bearcats winning their first ever state championship over Omaha Westside. The final 41-21 for Adrian Fiala, Damon Bitting, John Bishop, and the entire NET Sports Production crew. I'm Larry Putney. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.